All right. Welcome to yet another power-packed session, my ninja warriors. And you know that in today's session, we are going to discuss most expected or most repeated questions for your midterm examination from maths and biology. So I'll be starting with mathematics part, and then after I am done, your favorite Basav sir and Gopika ma'am will be taking bio portion. And before I start any further, please let me know in the chat box that whether I am audible and visible to you guys. All right, okay, I can see Mandar. Hi Mandar, how are you? Will it be bio or maths? Both. But I will start with mathematics part and then we'll be continuing with biology. Okay, all right. Hi Vinay, how are you? All right, all good. Audible, visible. Also, please join the session and like the session and share this session with your fellow aspirants as well, so that everybody will get benefited from this particular lecture. Oh, hi Jay, how are you? All right. So most repeated, are we ready? Ready. I want to see ready in the chat box. Please write ready in the chat box if you are ready for most repeated 2 and 3 marker question from mathematics. Yes. All right. I guess physics, there is a doubt for physics. I will convey this to your very own favorite Shreyas sir. All right. Ready Indrani, ready. All right. What about others? Are you guys also ready? Shriraj, ready. Okay, I guess I'm audible and visible. I got a green signal. So we will start with the very first question. You know your syllabus, right? You know your syllabus. So we'll start with the very first question from the mathematics, and this is, by the way, from the topic relations. Okay. So you know reflexive, symmetric, transitive, right? Reflexive, symmetric, transitive. How many of you know about reflexive, symmetric and transitive? Determine whether the relation R in this set A defined as R is x comma y is divisible by x is reflexive, symmetric as well as transitive. Okay. Even if you are not aware about what is reflexive, what is symmetric, what is transitive, don't worry. I will give you some hint about these 3 topics as well. First of all, let us decode the relation. The first half of the question, what are they trying to say? Determine whether the relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. So what is the relation? The definition of relation we can clearly see lies over here. So relation says, the definition of relation says that the ordered pair x comma y will sit inside my relation if y is divisible by x. So let me give you an idea that suppose this R relation, okay. So there will be ordered pairs which will be sitting inside my relation. So just tell me one thing, 1, 2. 1, 2 will sit inside my relation or not? Just I am taking the example, 1, 2 will sit inside my relation or not? Okay ma'am, hold on. 1, 2, so basically y should be divisible by x. Can you see this? Y should be divisible by x. So the second element should be divisible by first elements. That's what they are trying to say. If at all this is true, then x comma y will sit inside my relation. Yes. So here 2 will be divisible by 1, which is true. 2 is, yes, definitely, of course, 2 is divisible by 1, right? So 1, 2, yes ma'am, you are absolutely right. 1, 2 will sit inside my relation. Okay. And now just tell me 2, 3. Will 2, 3 sit inside my relation? So ma'am, for 2, 3 to be sitting inside my relation, this 3 should be divisible by 2. Oops, 3 is not at all divisible by 2. So no ma'am, you are wrong. 2, 3 you cannot write 2, 3 in your relation. So that means you are understanding basically the definition of relation, okay. So this was all about explanation. Now that you have understood what is your relation R trying to say, now let us talk about reflexive part. So definition of reflexive. Definition of reflexive says that if A comma A is belonging to your relation R for all values of A belongs to set A, this implies your relation R is reflexive. Okay, so I have just written the definition of reflexive. Are you getting my point? I have just written the definition of reflexive. What is a reflexive relation? Reflexive relation says that A comma A should sit inside your relation. That means in this case, in our case, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 5, 6 comma 6, all 6 ordered pairs should sit inside your relation. If they are sitting inside your relation, then definitely it is a reflexive relation. Okay, so now, so my answer would be for our relation, for this question, right, for this question, x comma x belongs to R because, right, so what I'll be doing is I'll be replacing this y by x, because reflexive relation mein both the elements are present in the ordered pair should be same. So x comma x, because x will always be divisible by x. Okay, x will always be divisible by divisible. I got too excited. Divisible by x, right? Any number is obviously divisible by itself, right? So in our condition, x comma x definitely will belong to R. That means this implies R is reflexive. Okay, R is reflexive. All right, ma'am, got it. Now you're saying absolutely. Okay, yes. Now, okay, ma'am, reflexive so you have sorted, but what about symmetric? We don't know what is symmetric. Okay, so let me tell you what is a symmetric relation. Let me tell you. Okay, so basically symmetric relation means if A comma B symmetric, a relation will be a symmetric relation. A relation will be a symmetric relation if A comma B belongs to R. That means B comma A should also belongs to R. This is the condition of a relation to be a symmetric. Now in our case, just one thing I would like to ask. Ki 2 comma 1, what do you think, guys? What do you think? 2 comma 1 belongs to R or not? 2 comma 1, sorry, not 2 comma 1, 1 comma 2, tell me. 1 comma 2 belongs to R. Why? 1 comma 2 belongs to R or not? Why? Yes, because 1 comma 2 belongs to R. If y is divisible, so 2 should be divisible by 2, be divisible by 1. So is 2 divisible by 1? Tell me. 2 is divisible by 1 or not? So 2 is divisible by 1. Any number is divisible by 1. So yes, 1 comma 2 to will sit inside my relation, right? Why? Because you know that, you know the reason. 2 is divisible by R. 2 is divisible by 1. Now, as per the symmetric condition, if 2 comma 1 is there inside your R, then this implies 1 comma 2 should also sit inside your R. But 1 comma 2 will only sit if 2 comma 1. Now 2 comma 1 will be belonging to R if 1 is divisible by 2. But 1 is not divisible by 2. That means what? 1 is not divisible by 2. That means not symmetric. My relation is not symmetric. Okay. Anybody having any doubt? Okay. So not symmetric. Okay. So your relation is not symmetric. Are you now getting it? Yes. Are you now getting it? So it is not symmetric. All right, symmetric. Now transitive. Let us check. So what is the definition of transitive? Who is going to tell me the definition for transitive? So transitive definition says if A comma B and C comma, if A comma B and B comma C belongs to R, then definitely your A comma C should belong to R. Okay. Alright, so this is your definition of transitive. Now in our case, let us understand 1 comma 2 belongs to R. Yes ma'am, because 2 is divisible by 1. And 2 comma 4 belongs to R. Yes ma'am, because 4 is divisible by 2. That means 1 comma 4 will also belong to R. Yes ma'am, because 4 will be divisible by 1. Hence it is transitive. Hence it is transitive. Are you getting my point? Yes, yes Vinay, absolutely, absolutely. A comma B and B comma C both are belonging to R. If they are belonging to R, then A comma C, first and last, should also belong to R. So in our case, 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 4 is belonging to R, right? Because 2 is divisible by 1, yes ma'am. 4 divisible by 2, yes ma'am. So 1 and 4, 1 comma 4, are they belonging to R? We need to check. 4 is divisible by 1. Yes, that means it is transitive. Okay. Alright. Clear? So I guess this question is done. So this question is reflexive, not symmetric and transitive. Okay. Alright. Now I have a clear picture. How do you write? How do you write? So this is how you write. R is reflexive if A comma A belongs to R. So in this case, A is divisible by A. That's why R is reflexive. Symmetric, I already told you 1 comma 2 belongs to R. 2 comma 1 does not belong to R. That means not symmetric. Transitive, 1 comma 2 belong to R. 2 comma 4 belong to R. 1 comma 4 also belong to R, because 4 divisible by 1. Hence R is transitive. That's how you write, so that you can actually get full marks. Okay. Now I can see one request that ma'am 5 marks important, do next please. Yes, definitely we have session ready. Next is that only. 5 marks most important questions we will do. Now let us move on to the next problem. Show that the function is 1 1 but not on 2. Okay, so this is not 1 1 but not on 2. Okay, so we need to show that the function is 1 1 but not on 2. I hope that you know how to check the function is 1 1 or not. Okay, so clearly to check function is 1 1. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to take 2x1 and x2. So basically f of x1 you have to calculate. What is f of x1? So ma'am 2x1. What is f of x2? So ma'am 2x2, and you have to equate f of x1 and f of x2. So now you have to equate f of x1 is equals to f of x2. Okay, so f of x1 can be replaced by 2x1, f of x2 will be replaced by 2x2. 2 cancel, so this gives me x1 is equals to x2. So what I am trying to say is, the moment you equate f of x1 and f of x2 together, what you are getting is x1 and x2 both are equal. This implies the function is a 1 1 function. Okay, so this is a working rule, this is the procedure. Whenever you are asked to check whether a function is 1 1 or not, what will you do? You will take two values x1 and x2. Okay, and you will calculate f of x1 and f of x2, and you will equate these two. F of x1 and f of x2 you have to equate. And the moment you equate, finally if you are getting x1 and x2 both are same, that means function is 1 1. 1 1 sorted, the first half of the part is sorted. Now we need to prove that the function is not on 2. Okay, now we have to now we have to check whether the function is on 2 or not. Okay, so yes, for on 2, fx equals to 2x, f belongs to n to n. Okay, right? What is onto function? Tell me, what is onto function? Onto function में codomain not onto, right? So not onto में not onto. For a function which is not onto codomain and range should not be equal. Right? Codomain and range should not be equal. Just tell me one thing. What is codomain of this question? In this question, this is your codomain. Codomain is this set, the second set which you will see over here. So, codomain is your all natural number set, right? Codomain is all natural number set. Now, what about range? Let us calculate range of this function, okay? So, just let me tell you f of x is equals to 2x, right? Now, you tell me that this is your input, this is your output. This is your input, this is output. So, input is natural number. So, if you put x is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, your f of x will be what? Tell me. So, double 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, this is your range. This is your range. Okay, this is your range. Clearly, that you will never ever get your output as 1. You will never get output as 1. So, 1 does not belong to your range. This implies the function is onto. Are you getting my point? In onto, your codomain and range should match. So, this is your second set codomain. So, range should have all natural numbers. Your output should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But actual mein, your output is 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh my God, 1 is missing, 3 is missing, 5 is missing. How can you say that the function is onto? I hope that this is clear. So, this is how you have to write. If the function is 1, 1, f of x1 is equals to f of x2, that means x1 is equals to x2. So, this is one function is 1, 1. Okay. For onto, further, function is not onto because 1 belongs to natural number, but there does not exist any x such that fx is equals to 1. Here your fx is never ever equal to 1. That's why your function is not onto. Okay. I guess this is also clear. Shall we move on to the next problem, my dear students? Yes? Alright. Now the second problem is from inverse trigonometric function. How many of you are scared of inverse trigonometric function? Do let me know. Anybody scared of inverse trigonometric function? Okay. Write the simplest form of this. Okay. Very popular function. So, inverse trigonometric functions usually involves that you have to put substitution. You have to put something substitution, okay. So, in here you have to put x equals to some trigonometric ratio. Tell me, what should I put in place of x? What shall I put in place of x? In place of x, sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cot. So, whenever you see 1 plus x square, it's very easy. See, just tell me, there are only 6 trigonometric ratios, right? And primary ratios 3, sine, cos, tan. Now you tell me, 1 plus sine square theta, if I put x equals to sine theta, will it work? Will it even create any identity? 1 plus sine square theta, there is no such identity, sine theta rejected. Option number 2, ma'am, cos theta, again rejected, 1 plus cos square, no such identity. But the moment you put tan theta, you tell me 1 plus tan square theta. 1 plus tan square theta is what? Sec square theta, right? Right? So, that's why x equals to tan theta will work for you. Yes, Indrani, absolutely right. So, you put x equals to tan theta. So, now tan inverse square root of 1 plus tan square theta minus 1 upon tan theta. Bracket, bracket. Alright, perfect. Now, tan inverse, you know 1 plus tan square theta is sec square theta. So, this will be sec theta. Sec theta minus 1 upon tan theta. Alright, ma'am, got it. Now, just convert each and everything in terms of sine and cos. So, tan inverse 1 by cos theta minus 1 upon sine theta by cos theta. Alright, okay, clear, perfect. Now what we will do is, we will just take simple LCM, nothing else. Tan inverse, this is going to be 1 minus cos theta upon sine theta, because cos theta will get cancelled out. Now do you remember? Do you all remember Do you all remember the sub multiple formulas of trigonometry? Anybody can tell me which formula we are going to use over here? Okay. Yes. Just tell me. Cos 2 theta. Okay. 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta. This is the first formula I am going to use over here. And sin 2 theta, can anybody tell me? 2 sin theta cos theta. How many of you still remember these two formulas? How many of you still remember these two formulas? So this is going to give you tan inverse. 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta, right? So 1 minus cos theta is 2 sin square theta by 2, right? Because 1 minus cos 2 theta, 2 sin square theta. So angle is getting half. Here 1 minus cos theta, 2 sin square theta by 2. Theta by 2. Angle is getting half. Okay. Now sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta cos theta. So sin theta will be 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. And now I am going to cancel the terms. 2 cancel. 1 sin theta by 2 get cancelled with this, and let's not make any mistakes, theta by 2, right? So this is going to be tan inverse sine by cos tan theta by 2. Tan inverse tan theta by 2. Can anybody tell me? Theta by 2. So this is your final answer, which is theta by 2. But wait. If you write theta by 2 then half or 1 marks will get deducted, because the question is not mentioning theta. Theta is our introduction variable. So we need to convert. Last step is important. Now you know that x is tan theta. That means theta is tan inverse x. Theta is tan inverse x. So this is going to be tan inverse x by 2, and this is the simplest form of this expression. Write the simplest form. So this complicated form has reduced to this form. Okay. All right. Yes. Clear? I hope that this is clear. Perfecto. Perfecto mundo. And now that we are done with inverse trigonometric function, now I have seen in the comment section you guys were writing that ma'am, you have taken continuity and differentiability. Why did you not take any question from application of derivative? So here I am with application of derivatives question, right? So the question says determine the interval in which this function is increasing and decreasing. So basically this question is asking you two different things. When the function is increasing, first part. When the function is decreasing, second part. Okay. Alright. So whenever you get any question and the question is talking about increasing and decreasing, tell me in the chat box what to do. So all you have to do is your dy by dx greater than 0 is the condition of increasing, for a function to be increasing. For function to be increasing function. Okay. Increasing function. For a function to be increasing function, your dy by dx should be greater than 0. And for the same function to be decreasing function, then what will happen? Your dy by dx, my dear student, will be less than 0. Okay. Alright. Now what is your y? What is your y? Y is your function. Here y is equals to f of x is equals to x cube plus 5x square minus 1. Differentiate. dy by dx is equals to 3x square plus 10x. That's it. 3x square plus 10x. If I take x common, it will be 3x plus 10. And now for a function to be increasing function, this should be x, 3x plus 10 should be greater than 0, right? Greater than 0. Do you know method of intervals? How many of you know method of intervals? So increasing के लिए x 3x plus 10 greater than 0. Now we have to plot the critical points on the number line. The first critical point is x equals to 0. X equals to 0. Second is x, put this 3x plus 10 is equals to 0. So x will be minus 10 by 3. Minus 10 by 3. So we have plotted both the zeros of this quadratic on the number line. Okay. And now plus minus plus. So this region, you put any number which is greater than 0, you put x equals to 1. The moment you put x equals to 1, the left hand side become positive. That's what we want, right? So your answer will be x belongs to 0 to infinity and minus infinity to minus 10 by 3. Minus infinity minus 10 by 3 union 0 to infinity. This is the interval for increasing function, my dear student, increasing function. And for decreasing function, dy by dx will be less than 0. What is your dy by dx? So dy by dx is x 3x plus 10 less than 0. Again, we'll be using same method of intervals, same number line. So it is going to be negative. You want negative less than 0. That means this interval minus 10 by 3 to 0. So x belongs to minus 10 by 3 to 0 for decreasing function. For decreasing function. Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I guess you guys are talking about PDF, right? PDF. Don't worry. Have you joined our Telegram channel? Yes? Have you joined our Telegram channel? We'll share the PDF of this session right after the session is completed. Okay? Yes? Okay, fine. I guess it's fine now. Okay, PDF is sorted. I know that PDF is really important to revise. Okay, all right, clear. Now, are we ready for the next question from application of derivatives? Okay, I'll try to put it in description box also. Also, do not worry, okay? All right. Yes. Okay, okay, okay. Now, are we ready for absolute maximum and absolute minimum value of this function? Now, this is a little bit on a difficult side. You know, sometimes it happens, especially in mathematics exam, it happens that a lot of questions are easy, but 1 or 2 questions, even in 2-3 marker, are slightly a level higher. Yes or no? How many of you have realized it in your grade 10 also? Right? So, this is one such question wherein a little bit difficulty you will face. Okay, absolute maximum, absolute minimum. Absolute means absolute, like overall maximum, overall minimum. Okay, all right. So fx is equals to sin x plus cos x. First of all, let me just write the function f of x equals to sin x plus cos x. And over here, when you talk about absolute maximum and absolute minimum, now just understand, you have to consider all those points which are the end points. Do not forget to include end points. So here the interval is given 0 to pi. So basically we will talk about x equals to 0, x equals to pi and critical points as well. Critical point. Okay. So Indrani is telling me that ma'am, differentiate with respect to x, right? So yes, the moment I differentiate with respect to x and equate it to 0, I will get critical points. Okay. So critical point I have to get and I have to write. Then I will check. Okay. So yes, now f dash x equals to 0 will give me critical points. Critical points. I want critical points so badly. Okay, so now f dash x equals to 0. This implies derivative of sin is cos x. Okay, ma'am. Derivative of cos is minus sin x equals to 0. Okay, so cos x equals to sin x in x belongs to 0 to pi. So what I want in first quadrant, both sin x and cos x are equal in first quadrant, right? When x equals to pi by 4. But in second quadrant, you all know sin is positive but cos is negative. So in second quadrant, there will be no equality. In second quadrant, cos x will never be equal to sin x. Only in first quadrant we will get only one. This is your critical point CP, right? So one more point I have got, which is pi by 4. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to calculate 3 values, right? First one is f of 0, second one is f of pi, and third and most importantly f of pi by 4. Are we ready? F of 0, who is going to tell me? Sin 0 plus cos 0. So this is going to be 1. F of pi, sin pi plus cos pi. Sin pi is 0, cos pi, so this is minus 1. F of pi by 4, sin 45 degree plus cos 45 degree. So this is going to be 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, 2 by root 2. And 2 by root 2 is actually, if you rationalize, it will become root 2. Okay. So now let me write the values. F of 0 is 1, f of pi is minus 1, and f of pi by 4 is root 2. Now using this table only, you just tell me what is the maximum value. Absolute maximum of all the 3 values. So clearly, finally you are going to write that absolute maximum value is root 2 at x equals to pi by 4. First thing. This is your final answer, by the way. Absolute minimum value will be at x equals to, okay, minimum, you want minimum, so will be at, absolute minimum value will be minus 1 at x equals to pi, and at x equals to 0, this value is not a minimum value, not a maximum value. Okay. Alright, so you guys are absolutely right. Very good question, I would say, and you guys have nailed it. I can see some beautiful answers in the comment section. Alright, are we okay with this question now? Shall I move towards the next problem? Yes? Okay. Alright, another question. Now we have switched completely. Now we are doing matrices and determinants. Another high weighted chapter, right? Very easy question from a matrices. Can anybody tell me? You guys can do it. This question I have kept it by thinking that, okay, my students will be doing it. My ninja warriors will be nailing this particular question. Every one of you, I am very sure. Okay. Alright. Yes. So now first of all, what we will do is find the values of x and y. Solution. First of all, what I am going to do is, I am going to just copy it. X 2 3 plus y minus 1 1 equals to 10 10 5. Step by step. Do not jump, because you will get step marking, right? Now multiplication of a scalar quantity in matrix will be done. Just you have to multiply 2x and 3x, that's it. Okay, plus y you have to multiply with minus 1 and y you have to multiply with plus 1. This is 10 and 5. Now what you have to do is, you just have to add two matrices. So basically 2x and minus y, 2x minus y, 3x plus y. Okay ma'am, perfect. And this is going to become 10 and 5. Alright. Now finally you have to equate the corresponding elements. 2x minus 5, 2x minus y will be equals to 10, and 3x plus y is equals to 5, right? Two equations, two unknown, you just have to solve it. How will you solve it? However you want to solve it, right? You want to substitute, go ahead. You want to eliminate, go ahead. So right now I am in a mood of adding these two equations. So 5x equals to 15. This will give you x equals to 3. Now x equals to 3 you put in any equation, right? So 3 2s are 6 minus y equals to 10. So 6 minus 10 is equals to y. So y is nothing but minus 4. 3 comma minus 4. Is it satisfying? 3 2s are 6. No, right? Yes, definitely. Definitely, definitely. Vinay, please do not hate matrices, because this is one of the scoring topics. Have you seen that nobody should know anything about matrices and then still be able to solve this question. So do not hate matrices. In fact, you should be eyeing on matrices both in your competitive exam as well and your board exam as well. This is one of a scoring subject, topic, chapter. Okay. All right. Okay. Now another question on your screen is some theoretical question basically, wherein they will talk about symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. Okay. So express the matrix as sum of symmetric and skew symmetric. Before jumping on to the solution, let me just tell you some theory, because some of you might not know that what is symmetric, what is skew symmetric. Okay. So the theory says that any matrix A can be represented as sum of symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. Any matrix A can be written down as symmetric matrix plus skew symmetric matrix. Now ma'am, what is P, what is Q? So P here is symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix is half A minus A dash, and skew symmetric matrix is half A plus A dash. Here dash is transpose. Do you remember transpose? Okay. So A is equals to half A minus A dash plus half A plus A dash. If you solve it on the right hand side, obviously you will get what? You will get A only. So A is equals to A. Yes. Okay. Alright. So when I is saying I lost 1 marks, yes, once because of matrices. Once now, just trust me. This time you will score more just because of matrices. Okay. Yes, so A is equals to, so this is how you write. This is your symmetric part and this is your skew symmetric part. Okay, so your A matrix, tell me, let us assume A is 3, 5, 1, minus 1. Okay ma'am, what about A dash? This is A transpose. So A transpose means your row will become column. So 3, 5 will become vertical. 3, 5, 1, minus 1. Okay. Alright, now you need A minus A dash. Tell me, A minus A dash will be equals to what? So you have to subtract these two matrix. Okay ma'am, 3 minus 3, 0. 3 minus 3, 0. 3 minus 3, 0, right? 5 minus 1, this is going to be 4, right? 3 minus 3, 0, 5 minus 1, 4, then 1 minus 5, minus 4, and this is what? 0. Okay, this is your A minus A bar. Now you have to divide by 2. So you just have to divide by 2. How come? So this is your half on the left hand side, half on the right hand side. So this is going to be half A minus A dash, and this is going to be 0, 0, 2, minus 2. Okay. Alright. Yes, this is your this part, the left hand side part. Now what about this? Same. Now you have to add. Okay. You have to add. Alright. Let us add A plus A dash. So A plus A dash. Tell me. A plus A dash will be 6. Okay. 3 plus 3, 6. 5 plus 1 also 6. 1 plus 5, 6 and 0. 6 and 0. Right. Now you need half both the sides. So half A plus A dash is equals to, this will be 3, 3, 3, 0. So this is your first one is symmetric part. Okay. So let us mark it like this. This is A plus and this will be A minus. Okay. So now your final, hold on, A. Yes. Okay, okay, okay. Yes. So finally, A will be written down as this, which is 3, 3, 3, 0 plus, this is going to be 0, 2, minus 2, 0. 0, 2, minus 2, 0. Okay. This is your symmetric part and this is your skew symmetric part. Now, if you add these two, just tell me, add these two. 3 plus 0, are you getting the original? Yes, ma'am, 3. 3 plus 2, are you getting the original? Yes, ma'am, 5. 3 minus 2, ma'am, 1. And 0, 0, you are getting, oops, 0, 0 is wrong, kya? There is some calculation mistake, maybe I have done. Hold on. So, I am adding these two, right? Adding these two, so minus 2 you will get over here. Okay, minus 2. Minus 2. Okay, minus 2, and this is minus 1. So, this is going to become minus 1. Now, it's fine, right? Now, it's fine. Yes. Are you getting original answer? So, do check. To avoid any mistake, na, last step you should check it out. Okay? Alright. Okay. Cool. Shall we move on to the next problem? Find the area of a triangle whose vertices are given. Determinants. Determinants. How many of you are also scared about determinants? Okay. Very easy question. Area of triangle. Do you know formula of area of a triangle? Area of a triangle in determinant form. Let me write down the formula first. So, this is going to be mod of half determinant open x1 y1 1 x2 y2 1 x3 y3 1 and determinant close modulus close. Okay. So, this time your x1 comma y1, tell me, ma'am, 3 comma 8, x2 comma y2, ma'am, it is minus 4 comma 2, and x3 comma y3 will be, tell me, do not forget the comma. This is going to become 5 comma 1. 5 comma 1. Just you have to plug in the values. One by one chapter after the other. Okay. So, this is going to become mod of half of, and this is going to be 3, 8, 1. Okay. Minus 4, 2, 1, 5, 1, 1. Okay. So, I have just plugged in the values. That's it. Now, do you know how to open any determinant? Right. So, half is already there. Now, just open the determinant by row 1. This is your row number 1. Right. This is row 1. So, I am going to expand the determinant. Okay. So, this is your row 1. 3. 3. 2 minus 1. Minus 8 along 8. Okay. So, there will be a negative sign before 8. Right. Then this is minus 4 minus 5. Okay. Then plus 1 and this is minus 4 minus 10. Okay. Bracket close and we are done. So, this is half and this is 3. This is going to be 9 8s are 72. Right. 8 9s are what? 72. So, plus 72 and this is going to be minus 14. Right. So, the moment you will solve it, what will you get? So, 14 minus 3, 11. 11, so this is going to be 61 by 2. Now, understand, very important tip, Overall modulus is not there. Overall modulus you have to like apply, I mean even if, because see, what happens if your value is negative, area cannot be negative. So, you have to, in the end, you please make sure, even if you are not applying the modulus, make sure that you are writing a positive answer. Now, for all of those who will just write 61 by 2, they will get their half mark reduced. Why? Because area of triangle is square units. Please do not forget writing square units. Otherwise, even though your answer is correct, half marks, 1 marks, any marks they can deduct. So, 61 by 2 square units. All right. Okay. Perfect. Now, one student was asking vectors. So, we will start with vectors. Okay. All right. Vectors. Find the unit vector in the direction of this vector. There is a clear-cut formula. Okay. There is a clear-cut formula for a unit vector. Any unit vector. Unit vector formula, unit vector in the direction of in the direction of A vector is A vector upon magnitude of that vector, right? A vector in the direct upon magnitude of A vector, okay? So unit vector is denoted by A cap. This is your formula. Unit vector is denoted by A cap. Mandar, Sugandhi, it can be positive or negative. There is no condition that it should be positive. No, but area, distance, these things are always positive, okay? So we should write no. Area can never be negative. Area can never be negative. That's why we use modulus, okay? So you have to, in the end, you have to write positive area only. You will go and check in any book. There is no answer such that they will say that, okay, negative area is there. Okay. Alright, so find the unit vector in the direction of the vectors A vector I plus 3j plus 4k. Okay. So clearly let's start. A cap will be directly formula I cap plus 3j plus 4k upon it is going to be square. Now modulus A, who will be telling me how to calculate modulus of A, magnitude of any vector? So magnitude of A, you have the formula 1 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. So this is going to become 25, so root 26. So this is root 26. This will be your final answer, unit vector. Got it? Everybody? Yes? Alright. Give me a big thumbs up. Okay. And now the next question, the last question. Okay. Are we ready for the last question? Alright. Find the unit vector perpendicular to both A and B when A is given as this and B is given as this. Okay. By the way, this is important for your KCET examination. This concept is important for your KCET examination, right? So, unit vector perpendicular to both A and B. Can anybody tell me? Because bio is also there, na? Bio will be there. Can anybody tell me? So, there is a vector A cross B. Basically, vector perpendicular to A and B both is K times A cross B. Plus minus basically. Vector, their product should be 0. No. Mandar, you are doing a different thing, Mandar. So what you are saying is condition for two vectors to be perpendicular. In that case, dot product should be 0. But what they are saying is there is the third vector which is perpendicular to this and this both. This is a different thing. What you are saying is condition of both vectors being perpendicular to each other. So here there is third vector which is perpendicular to this. So now if you find out the cross product of A and B, you will get the third vector which is perpendicular to A as well as B. Okay, so let us find A cross B. How to find A cross B? Just again I, J, K determinant. Okay, it is going to become 3 and 1, okay, and minus 2, 2, 3 and minus 1, okay. So the vector will be, tell me, minus 1 and plus 3 2s are 6 I cap minus 3 plus 4 J cap plus, this is going to be 9 minus 2 K cap. So this is 5 I cap, then this is minus J cap plus 7 K cap. This is your A cross B. Understand, this is your A cross B, okay. Now, see, if I talk about, so they are talking about unit vector, okay. So now finally what I am going to write is, understand what I am going to do. I need some space. Unit vector perpendicular to A and B is plus minus this vector. The direction can be plus minus, right? 5i minus j plus 7k, right? Now unit vector, right? Unit vector. Square root of 5 square plus 1 square plus 7 square. So this is going to give you plus minus. Do not forget plus minus sign. 5i cap minus j cap plus 7k cap upon 25 plus 50, the root 75. This is your final answer. Okay, let me just check. Have I made any calculation mistake? Okay, minus 1 plus 6. This is correct. Then it is going to be minus 3 plus 4. Minus 3 plus 4, so minus 1. Perfect. And finally 3 minus 9 minus 2 is 7. Yes, this is correct. But plus minus sign will be applicable because see. So, because plus minus sign was there. Now you are looking for unit vector, so you have to forget about the k, right? That's why this. Okay, is that clear? Okay, so I guess I will request your biology teachers, Basav sir and Gopika ma'am, to take over the session. All right, are they here? Okay. So yes, after the session you can find this PDF. You can find this PDF. Where? Tell me. In the Telegram, right? Yes. So what should I write? PUC second most expected questions. And also do let me know in the chat box, in the comment section, how did you like the session? All right. Okay. So Gopika ma'am is here.
Hello students. Hello. How was the maths class? Did you all enjoy? I think they all enjoyed, no? Yes.
Bye, see you.
So ma'am is leaving. We are going to start bio. Just give me 1 minute. I will just add the slides. Okay. What happened to this? Hello guys, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ PPT ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Okay, be patient. We will start biology very soon. Yes. All of you mark your attendance. Okay. Yes, did you all mark your attendance? Ellaru biology start madana. Hengide energy? Computer science ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Tension, no need to take tension. Okay, ready? Okay. So hello students, welcome to V Karnataka KCET and boards. I am Ms. Gopika, your own biology master teacher. So today we are going to do the important questions, 2 and 3 mark questions today. We are going to do a revision for your mid-sem series. Okay? Yes. Oh, statistics. Okay. I know some of you might be PCMB, some of you might be PCMC. Okay, and statistics as well. but all the PCMB students, I want all of you to join right now. Okay, start madana. Okay, full josh ideyalla. Chalo, let's start. So the first question, students, the most repeated questions from molecular basis of inheritance is explain the structure of nucleosomes or write a note on the packaging of DNA. This question separate ag barbodu illa it can be together. Okay. So explain the structure of nucleosome and write a note on the packaging of DNA. Just imagine DNA is a 2.2 meter long thread. I am telling you that take a 2.2 meter long thread and I am telling you put it inside a cell, okay, inside a nucleus which is 10 to the power minus 6, okay, in diameter. You will be like, ma'am, what are you telling? How can I do that? Such a long thread, how can I put it inside? I cannot. So we were like, okay, fine, since you cannot do that, we will take the help of a protein called as histone proteins. What proteins? Histone proteins, okay. So DNA is around 2.2 meter long and this long DNA has to fit inside the nucleus. So to make it fit inside the nucleus, we are going to take the help of some positively charged histones, okay. Now, all of you tell me, is DNA negatively charged or positively charged? What do you think? Okay, is DNA negative or positive? If you are telling me, ma'am, DNA is negative, that means if I check the DNA's charge, DNA is negative, ma'am, because of the PO4, right? PO4 3 minus, because of that the DNA is negative. What is this? You studied, no? That nucleotide is made up of phosphate group, nitrogen bases and sugar. So in that the phosphate is giving the negative charge. So since DNA is negative charge, I have only one option. Whom will DNA go around? Okay, opposite poles attract. So it will go around a positively charged protein. So I took a positively charged protein called as an histones. Okay, how many histones are we going to take? We are going to use 5 histones. But luckily, you do not have to remember the name of these 5 histones. Okay, you do not have to remember these names. But I will just tell you H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. All these histones, no students, what they will do, no? 2 people will come, couples will come. Single or baralla, couples ag bartare. So this couples, H2A 2 people, H2B 2 people, H3 2, H4 2. So obviously 4 into 2 is how much? 4 into 2 is how much? Let me see how many of you have, just now you finished a maths class, you should be able to tell it. Tell me. Students, you have to be active in the chat. Don't hesitate to put message, okay, because you are also new to this. Even we are new to this, talking to you people. So don't hesitate, talk to us, reply in the chat box. Let me also learn your name. Okay, let me also learn your name. Okay, we have a Baswaraj. Other than our Baswaraj sir, we have a Baswaraj who is telling, ma'am, answer is 8. Okay, so 8, what do you call octa we tell, no? So this 8 people together will form the histone octamer. Understood? Now think of it, when we are tying, when we are making a chain. Have you seen how the chain will look? One bead will be there, DNA will be there, one bead, thread, one bead, thread. Same way this also will happen, students. This histone octamers, around this histone octamers, the DNA will go around. And when histone octamer plus DNA, we will call it a nucleosome. So we got the first answer, that is, what is a nucleosome? We will tell that a nucleosome is when a DNA, okay, goes around or winds around a histone octamer. Very good, very good. Histone octamer, and that is what we call a nucleosome. Got it? Clear or not? Thumbs up in the chat if you understood this. So look at this. This is how your 2.2 meter DNA was. Okay, this is a diagram ma'am only drew. Okay, so this is a 2.2 long DNA. We were like, okay, we cannot fit this DNA into the nucleus. What we will do? We'll take this DNA, and we'll put it around the histone octamer. These beads you are seeing is histone octamer. Then what did I tell? Okay, Janvi, very good. I'm proud of you. Okay, then what did I tell? This DNA plus this histone octamer is together called nucleosomes. Clear or not? Thumbs up. Clear? So this is, let's say this is the histone octamer, and I do not have a thread right now. Okay, so imagine, okay, let's take this mic. Okay, let's take this mic only. Say this is the DNA thread. So if it is going around like this remote is the histone octamer, this thread is the DNA, so together I will call it nucleosome. So that is how you do the packaging of DNA, okay. And if you see it under the microscope, it will look like a bead on string structure like this. Okay, one bead DNA, one bead, one DNA. So it will look like a bead on a string structure. Is this clear? Like this, students, many will be there. They will condense, form your chromosomes. Okay, chromatin fibers, then they will form chromosomes. Okay, clear? Yes, today is maths plus bio class. Okay, two subjects mixed. Yesterday was PC, today is MB. Okay. So, Janvi, you sit in the class, we are going to learn bio, okay, and you are going to be interested in bio after this class, okay, don't go anywhere, okay, don't go anywhere, all the math students are going to stay and learn bio today, okay na? Okay, chalo. So, this is clear, students. So, DNA, nucleosome, many will condense, condensation will happen, they will form chromosomes. That chromosomes only you see during your metaphase, okay. Remember, all of you took the root tip, onion peel, and you did, testing in your labs, and teachers were scolding you, telling, you're not getting anything. What was that? You got the metaphase, you got the anaphase, you got the telophase. All that is because of these chromosomes. So, how did this chromosome form? Because of this packaging, okay. Don't forget this, histone octamer plus DNA forms the nucleosomes. This nucleosomes condense continuously to form the chromatin fibers will be formed, that will lead to the formation of chromosomes, okay. Done. Okay, done. Next question, we will move to the next question. That was clear, all of you? Pakka? Double okay na illa? Tell fast. Okay, double okay? Okay. How copper releasing IUDs function? Okay, how copper releasing IUDs function? Give examples. What is the full form of IUDs, ma'am? The full form of IUD is intrauterine device. That means what? So, we are keeping it or placing it inside the uterus through the vagina. We are keeping it inside the uterus, and this is going to protect from unwanted pregnancy. So, if there is a couple who does not want to, conceive a baby right now, what they will do? They will tell, let's do one thing, let's use any of the barrier methods. One barrier method that regularly people use is condoms. But other than that, people are like, no, I want it for some more longer time. Okay, longer period of time, then the female will go for IUD. Okay, very good, Nagaraj Nayak. Okay, so another effective, students, very important. In India, the most effective and popular one is IUD. You will be shocked. You will be like, hey, Indians knew about this. Okay, but it is actually true. Okay, so look here. Another effective and popular method is intrauterine device, which is called as IUD. Now, the question is what? How copper releasing IUDs function. So, first I will tell you which are the different types of IUDs, then we will go to copper releasing IUD that Nagaraj already answered in the chat box. Okay, these devices are inserted. So, understand, if you have to insert IUD, you cannot insert it just by your friend or someone who is walking on the road. You cannot. Okay, you have to go to an expert, you have to go to a doctor, you have to go to some professional who has been doing this and who is experienced, because it has to be inserted inside, right? It has to be inserted inside for a female, so it cannot be done randomly by random person. So, it has to be inserted by a doctor or an expert nurses in the uterus through the vagina. So, you know the parts, no, in human reproduction. So, it has to go inside the uterus and it will go through the small opening called the vagina. Okay, now, see, there are non-mediated IUDs. Okay, non-mediated IUDs, which is called as Lippis loop, which I taught you in the last class. Okay, and I loved all of your comments in the last class. Thank you so much. So, keep commenting. Okay, full time, that energy should be there. Okay, so non-mediated IUDs, which is the Lippis loop. Next one is copper releasing IUDs, which is CUT, CU7, KCT, like that, no? CUT, CU7 and multi-load 375. It more name you have to, sorry, three names also you have to remember very carefully. Okay, sometime Kannada is coming, sometime English is coming. Okay, so mix is coming. Okay, that's why sometimes it will be like, hey, ma'am, what are you talking? So, students, continuously different languages are coming. Copper releasing IUDs are copper T, copper 7 and multi-load 375. Remember the examples. And hormone releasing IUDs are your progesterone and LNG 20. Okay. Now, the question says, first part of the question clear. What are the copper releasing IUDs, ma'am? The copper releasing IUDs are CUT, CU7 and multi-load 375. This part we have understood. Okay. No, not this part. We have understood this part. Now, we will go to this part. Okay. So, give example is done. Next, what is the next part? Ma'am, next part is, what does IUDs actually do? What do they exactly do? After inserting them, do they really do some job or not? That is the question, no? So for that, we have to check this. See, IUDs, remember carefully, listen to me carefully, IUDs increases phagocytosis of sperm. What is phagocytosis? Engulfing. Okay, we have all learned, no? Phagocytosis is engulfing of the bacteria. Same way, phagocytosis means engulfing. Okay, so they will not let the sperm, you know, even if it is got inside, it will not let the sperm go. Okay, Basaraj sir is coming. Okay, Savita, Basaraj sir is coming. So IUDs increase phagocytosis of sperm within the uterus, and the copper ions released suppress the sperm motility. What is motility? Sperm is moving. Yes or no? Sperm is motile. The female egg is not motile. Female egg is like, hey, if you want, you come to me. I'm not going to come to you, right? So it is going to be like standard, solid. It's going to be there. Now sperm has to travel all the way through the vagina up to the female, right? Now up to the egg. Now what is going to happen? The motility of the sperm will be reduced or suppressed by whom? By the copper ions. Is this clear to all of you? Okay, it will release and suppress the sperm motility and fertilizing capacity of the sperm. Now as soon as the sperm reach, your acrosome on the sperm is going to release, okay, and they are going to enter into the ovum. But this fellows, who? The copper ions is like, I will not let you do that, okay, I will reduce the fertilizing capacity. So these 3 points are the most important points. First point is, it increases the phagocytosis of sperm. That means it's going to damage or destroy the sperm. Second thing is, it will suppress the sperm motility. It will not let the sperm move so much. Okay. Third thing is, it is going to reduce the fertilizing capacity of the sperm. Is it clear? Artha aita ellargu? Tell me quickly in the chat. All of you. Clear? Can we move on? No energy only. What is this? No energy only. PU students should have full energy. Artha aito GM. Okay. Artha aita? Okay, chalo. Okay, nice. Okay, let's move on. This is clear now how it looks. You can see that this white color thing is your IUD. Okay, it is inserted through the vagina into the uterus. Okay. Very good, very good. Next question. Draw a neat labeled diagram of Miller's experiment of chemical evolution. Now, first of all, if you want to draw this, you should know what is this, no? If you summa look at it, you will be like, what is this? Spark is coming, water is boiling, some cooking should be happening. It's not cooking, you have to know what is this, diagram exactly. So, I'll tell you what is this diagram, okay? Students, so, since evolution, no, everyone were telling one story that, okay, this is how world happened, this is how universe happened, this is how life came on earth. Everyone were like, Janvi, you should put fire emojis in the chat. Exactly. Okay, fire emojis. So students, this experiment was actually it showed people that, okay, this is how life happened on earth. So this experiment is related to origin of life. Origin of life. Okay, that is two people. Okay, Operin and Haldane were two people who told that life happens because of chemical evolution. Now, what is this chemical evolution? That means from smaller molecules, right? Chemical evolution means where they spoke about how life happens from inorganic substances, right? RNA, DNA, proteins, all this formation only led to life is what they were telling. Now, to prove this, Miller did an experiment. Okay, Miller did an experiment. But ma'am, how did Miller do this experiment? Who told him that these are the things that you have to take? So students, that time the early earth, okay, early earth means not now. Now everything is comfortable for you. AC is there, fan is there, Blinkit is there, Zepto is there, everything is in your fingertip. It wasn't like that. Okay, it wasn't like that. It was difficult that time. So early earth or the early atmosphere had some people like your CH4, H2O, water vapor, ammonia, okay, and H2, and all this were in a hot molten state. Okay, so molten state, UV rays came, that's a different story, but we will not go into that. All this was there in the early atmosphere. To this, they believed that there was a lightning that happened. Okay, one lightning happened, to this atmosphere, and that led to the formation, okay, that led to the formation of your all small things. Like what? Ma'am, it could have led to the formation of amino acid, it could have led to the formation of sugar, it could have led to the formation of fats. So like this people started thinking. Then S.L. Miller was like, all of you keep quiet, I will do one thing, I will do the same setup in a laboratory condition. So what did he do? Listen to me carefully. It's not that complicated. If you're studying for the first time, it might sound very complicated, but it's not that complicated, okay? Yes. Trisha, yeah, even CBSE students can attend, but mainly it's for the PU. This is repeated questions from the PU, okay? But concepts are the same. At the end of the day, all of your concepts, NCERT, everything is the same, right? Very nice. So look here, this is the flask. Inside this flask, he took this flask in such a way that he was like, okay, I will do one thing. Inside this flask, I will do the same atmosphere, whatever was in the atmosphere, no, I will take the same setup here. So inside this flask, he took these gases CH4, NH3, H2, H2O. He took all this in the flask and he gave artificial lightning. That means with the help of 2 electrodes at 800 degrees Celsius. This is very important. It is mentioned in your NCERT. All of you can open NCERT and see. At 800 degrees Celsius, he gave current shock, okay? So like that, he took both the electrodes and a spark was created. So that gave an artificial lightning. So similar setup happened. Yes ma'am, similar setup happened. After this lightning happened, students, the condensation of gases happened, and this led to the formation of, can you see here, water containing organic compounds. What is this water containing organic compounds? That means he found in, okay, I am telling S.L. Miller found amino acids, okay. S.L. Miller found amino acids in his setup. After a few days, when he went to the lab and he checked the liquid inside this, he saw amino acid. Very nice, Trisha. Very nice, very nice. The energy should be like Trisha, okay. Yes. So water containing organic compounds means in the water, after all the condensation of the gases with lightning and all of this, no, they all condensed and that led to the formation of amino acid. And which amino acid exactly? ARG was formed, okay. If you want, you can remember this, okay. If you feel like, no ma'am, I will forget it, it's okay. Okay, ARG was formed, students, alanine, aspartic acid, and glycine was formed. Okay, where will you get all these notes? You will get it on We Karnataka, KCET and Board's Telegram. Okay, and if you want to join my Telegram, you're always free to join my Telegram. Do not forget my name. My name is Gopika. Okay, if you are like my students, you will call GMA. Okay, yes. Chalo. So look here, alanine, aspartic acid and glycine. Alanine, aspartic acid he found, and he was like, wow. This is how life would have happened. From inorganic substances, we form organic substances and they condense to form many things. Okay, they condense to form many things. Okay, very nice, very nice. So the amino acids were formed. So is this clear to all of you? Yes or no? So here we are supplying the H2O. Okay, boiling water we are supplying. All the gases got condensed and they got accumulated here. Water containing organic compounds led to the formation of amino acids, and that is your ARG, alanine, aspartic acid and glycine. Okay. Perfect, perfect, okay, perfect. This is your Miller experiment and this is the diagram you have to remember. This is a part of your chemical evolution. That means from inorganic compounds, how we can form organic compounds. And students, many other people also did the experiment and they ended up, instead of amino acid, they got sugars, they got nitrogen bases, they got fats, they got pigments. Okay, all this is given in your NCERT. I am not just making it up, it's all in your NCERT, okay. You might not read evolution chapter that much in depth. That's why I am just telling you. At least listen to me so you can write it in your boards. Okay, yes, exactly. Where is the likes? Next question. Differentiate malignant and benign tumor. Okay, so now tumor means what? Many cells come together and they form a mass of cell, right? I can say, ma'am, tumor means a mass of cells. Mass of cells. So many cells have come together and they are accumulated in one spot. So it's like a mass of cell. Got it? Okay, clear, clear. Okay, fine. Now, this mass of cells, there are two types. One is called malignant. From the name itself, you understand, no? Like some mafia head and all. Malignant means it's more dangerous, okay? More fearful. Why it is fearful? Because these people will not stay in one place. Okay, remember students, if there is your best friend will be there whom you told one secret. Okay, you told don't tell anyone. Okay, don't tell anyone. You told, and she was like, yeah, promise I will not tell anyone. Next day, you know, your first 11th A, 11th B, 11th standard, PUC, first year, second year, all the students will get to know. Aren't you scared of such people? Tell me in the chat box, all of you, yes or no. Are you scared of such people? Yes, ma'am, I'm scared of such people, right? Even I'm scared of such people. That is, we tell them the secret and they go and tell everyone. Full village will get to know, like BBC News. Okay, like TV9, they will announce and go. Same thing is this malignant person. He will not stay in one place. He has the potential to spread to all the parts of the body, and because of this, cancer will not be in our control, right? These tumors will form cancer, right? These tumors are called as what? Mass of cells, right? Okay. So, Trisha, you are sharing all the tips and secrets to the students, huh? Okay. They are my regular students. That's why they are telling all this, okay? So, look here. So, benign tumor, students, benign tumor, they are normally confined to one location. You understood? This fellow is not that dangerous, because if he say he's formed, let's say the mass of cells are formed in the breast of a woman, it will stay there. It will not spread at a very large extent like your malignant tumor. It will stay in one place. Okay, that is like your good friend, you know, good friend like that. Now, malignant tumor, they have the potential to spread to other parts of the body, because of which it will become dangerous. Because of which it will become dangerous. Now look here, it takes time to develop and do not grow very rapidly. That means the growth in benign tumor is not very rapid. It is so slow. Okay, it is comparatively slow. With whom are we comparing? We are comparing it with malignant tumor. Okay, their cells grow very rapidly and can spread in an alarming rate. Okay, they can spread in an alarming rate, which is dangerous. Yes or no? Imagine it formed at one place and it starts spreading everywhere. Okay, it starts spreading everywhere. Next point. So, this 2 points is clear. Benign tumor is confined to one place, and because of it, they also do not spread rapidly. They spread at slow. Okay, they are pretty slow. Now, here malignant tumor, they have the potential to spread at a very faster rate, that they can go to different parts. Okay, clear to all of you? I want more people to text in the chat box. I want all of you to be very active, and I want all of you to mark your attendance as well. Okay, likes should increase. What is this? What is this? One channel we have started for you people. You can't like and subscribe. Huh? Quickly. Come on. Okay. Their cells grow very rapidly and can spread in an alarming rate. Even though they are destructive. Okay. Even though they are destructive to the human body, they do not damage other parts. That means, students, if they are like, you know, at a particular place, it will be easy for the removal, because the mass of cells, you know, they will be able to find it, and it will be easy to remove. But imagine it spreads very fast. You don't know who told whom, what happened. So, it is very difficult for you to stop the rumor from spreading. No, same thing is happening here. So, even though they are destructive to the human body, they do not damage other parts. The tumor spreads into the organs that are near and rapidly split into form new tissues that has the potential to destroy them. So, it is more dangerous. Okay, very nice. Anjali, you can just go to the description box and the first link, click on the first link and you can join the Telegram. Okay, first link, description box, just go down, click on the dots and you will get the description box. Okay, now see, it is not cancerous. It is not cancerous, and therefore it is much less dangerous. Okay, but they can grow to be cancerous. So, this mass of cell, there is chances that they can become cancerous, because again our body also have some people who can convert to cancer cells, right? Proto-oncogenes, all of you have heard, no? So, this is the two differences. Is this clear to all of you? Benign tumor and malignant tumor. From the name itself, you understand malignant is more dangerous and it can be fatal. Fatal means it can lead to death as well. Okay, fatal, it can lead to death, and it will become cancerous on a long run. Okay, very nice. Next question, ready for next question? Okay, draw a neat labeled diagram of biogas plant. Students, so many places I saw this question, so many places. Okay, I think it is one of your PU board's favorite question. They have asked so many times, draw biogas. Now let's learn what is this biogas. Okay, now what you're seeing here, this is a mixer. We can also call it a mixer. Okay, it's a mixing tank. Okay, mixing tank. Mixing of what, ma'am? Mixing tank means what? Mixing tank, students, here mixing tank is where you put the cow dung. Okay, cow dung and water. What do you put? Cow dung plus water. You put cow dung and water, you mix it really well, okay, and you pour it into this mixing, or you just add the dung and like the cow dung and water separately, and it will only do the mixing. After mixing, what will happen in the cow dung? What is there? They'll tell, ma'am, dung is there, cow dung. No students, in the cow dung, okay, cow dung, methanogens are there. You have learned this in the in your 9th standard, in your 11th standard. Okay, methanogens are there. All of you remember these people, methanogens, the ones who release methane, right? The ones who release methane. So, in the cow dung or in cattle, generally in cattle, in ruminant animals, methanogens are going to be there, okay? That methanogens, okay, so many Baswaraj, yeah, my god, Baswaraj is a famous name, I guess. Thank you so much, Pradeepa. So sweet of you. Okay, Pradeepa. Okay, so students, this cow dung plus water. Okay, inside this is a slurry now, like a mix. Okay, full how you make your lemon soda, no, lemon plus soda, like that you make a mix. Okay, inside this cow dung, methanogens are there. So what will happen? They will come to this digester. So digester is this big tank. Okay, big cemented tanks will be there. Actually, nowadays many people do this biogas. Okay, in all the rural areas and all, if you go, you will be able to see this biogas. Okay, so this digester, students, inside this digester, what will happen? This methanogens are going to release the methane. Okay, they are going to release the methane, and these gases, not only methane, there will be other gases like carbon dioxide and all these gases will be collected in the gas holder. From the name itself, you understand, means gas holder means, ma'am, it will hold gas. Okay, this much English we know. So gas holder means it will hold the gas. So this gas will be there, and here there's one cover. Okay, so that cover will be dancing like this. When the gas is coming, releasing, it will move like this, and whenever it is required, the gas will be let out through this place. And now this will be used in most of the rural areas as fuel. Fuel means what? Like for, you know, cooking and other purposes. Okay, cooking and other purposes. Understood? Now, whatever is left after making a mix, no students, something will be balanced. Okay, how that balance, that is called a slurry. That balance, no, with that cow dung and water, after the gases are released, the balance, the leftover will come here, which we also call slurry or sludge. Now, this will be used as a fertilizer. Have you seen all your, grandparents, Ajji, Tata, all of them mixing, taking the cow dung and putting it for the plants? How many of you have seen? Raise your hands in the chat. Let me see how many of you notice your grandparents, okay? All of your Ajji, Tata would have taken the cow dung and they would have put it on the plants, telling that it's a good fertilizer. Did they know about this that time? They did not know, but they knew that something good is there in this cow dung that can be used as a fertilizer. Yes, so that is how they started using. So this mixture, no students, we will later use it as fertilizer. Is this clear to all of you? Very important question, continuously keeps repeating. So make a note of this. Biogas plant. This is your biogas plant. What is there in a biogas plant? There is dung and water. So you make a mixture out of it. That will be going to a digester. They will form the gas. That gas will be let out. Okay, and that will be used for cooking and other things in the rural area. Okay, rural area. Now, Baswaraj, I cannot explain the whole thing in Kannada because there are so many terminologies and there are a lot of students who right now in college and who are studying in English. So that is the reason why we are explaining in English, because it's a language that majority will be able to be comfortable with. Okay, but we are trying to put as much as we are trying to explain as much as possible. Okay, so do not feel like no, why ma'am is not explaining, because full we cannot talk in that language, right? It will be difficult for many students. That's why. Okay, yes. So look here students, here this mixture, the gas will be there, that will be used for cooking. Now the leftover dung and water, everything will be used as a sludge, okay, or slurry, we can use the word, that will be used as fertilizers for plants. Okay, fertilizers for plants. Done? Yes? Okay, clear. Next question. Difference between vasectomy and tubectomy. First of all, where is this topic? This topic is coming in your reproductive health. Okay, reproductive health it is coming, right? Vasectomy and tubectomy. Now, ma'am, what is this vasectomy and tubectomy? First of all, understand it's a surgical method. Now, students, I told you that if two couples are telling that, okay, we do not want to get, pregnant right now, so we will use barrier methods. First, they will use barrier methods. Now, people who have already finished their family planning. What am I telling? People who have already finished their family planning. Telling that I want only 2 people. Okay, 2 kids are there. We are happy. Okay, we are happy and all of us are happy. So, family planning is done. Okay, your parents also would have done family planning. No? Saku, ishta saku. Right? They'll tell, okay, this is fine. Okay, we are 2, our kids are 2, family planning is done. Now, family planning is done. For that people, barrier method is not going to be a solution. So, what they will do? Most of the couples do surgical methods. That kind of 2 surgical method is called as your vasectomy and tubectomy. Artha aita ellargu? Tell me, did you understand? Okay, after family planning, we will do surgical method where the couples decided we do not want any more kids. Okay, everything is done. Okay, this is done. We do not want any more kids. Now, you see, they are also called as, the surgical methods can also be called as sterilization. So, in the question, if they ask you to explain sterilization method, don't write using alcohol. Okay, alcohol will be used on a petri plate. That is not the sterilization they are talking about. They are talking about this sterilization. Okay, surgical method can also be called as sterilization. Are generally advised for male and female partners as a terminal method to prevent any more pregnancies. Okay, any more pregnancy. We have to stop all the pregnancies. So, we are stopping this. Okay, now surgical intervention blocks gamete transfer. Now, very difficult word. No. Alva, tumba kashta alva, intervention. Don't take tension. What are they trying to say? Surgically, we are going to block. Gamete means what? Ma'am, we are going to block the sperm and egg from transferring and meeting each other. Okay? There we are going to make sure that the egg and sperm, okay, sperm and egg does not meet each other. That's all. Okay? Don't get complicated with the words. It's very simple. Okay. Now see. Gamete transfer and thereby prevent the conception. Conception means the baby formation. Okay, we will not let unwanted pregnancies happening. Sterilization procedure in male. So, in male, if sterilization happens, it will be called vasectomy, and in females, it will be called tubectomy. Students, most of the time, tubectomy will be done, where the female itself does it. Okay, female will be like, okay, now that the second delivery has happened or the third baby has happened, we will directly, after that only, they will decide and they will go for a tubectomy. Now, let's see what are they. Okay, now look here students, in vasectomy, that means in male, okay, vas, male, okay, a small part of the vas deferens. You have studied human reproduction now? All of you remember vas deferens? For the transfer of sperm, we need vas deferens. So, what they will do? They will cut a small part of the vas deferens, they will remove it and they will tie it, okay, they will tie it. Cut like this, okay, they will tie it like this so that the sperm does not transfer. So, through a small incision means cut, okay, on the scrotum, whereas in tubectomy. So, understood students, vasectomy is the where you cut the vasa deferens and you tie the vasa deferens, okay. Tubectomy means where you cut the fallopian tube and tie the fallopian tube. Clear? Thumbs up in the charts all of you. So, whereas tubectomy, okay, whereas tubectomy is a small part, okay, very small portion will be cut, okay, not a bigger portion, got it. So, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in the abdomen or through the vagina. These techniques are highly effective but irreversible. Remember this word, its irreversibility is very poor. That means if one person is coming and telling that, you know what, okay, diagram you should learn. In this chapter you do not have much, like you just have to identify the diagram, but chapters like a molecular basis, you have to learn the diagram, okay. Molecular basis also, human health, malaria, those diagrams you have to notice, okay. So, here what is going to happen? Here the reversibility is very poor means what? That means the person after cutting and tying, they cannot come back and tell that, okay, I want to fix it back and I want it to be like normal. It will not be that applicable, okay, that applicable. Everything will happen, guys. Menstruation will happen, all of this will happen, just that the gamete transfer will be stopped, okay. Do not think that it's going to change the whole, you know, system in the female's body. No, no, no. Most of our parents, most of our relatives, cousins, family members would have done tubectomy. Maybe you're not aware of it, but for them, as normal menstruation happens, okay, all of this is going to continue, just that gamete transfer will be stopped. Clear, Shri Vishnu? So look at the diagram, students. Here you can see vasa difference is tied and cut. Okay, tied and cut. Can you see the image? This is your vasa difference because the transfer has to happen, right? Like this, from the testis it will be formed. The transfer has to happen all the way up to the penis. So here the vasa difference will be cut and tied. So the transfer does not happen. Here you see fallopian tube, same thing is going to happen. All the way like this, it has to come. Here the implantation should happen, no? So here that fallopian tube will be cut and tied. That's all. Okay, that's all. Clear? Very nice, very nice. Okay, next question. Name the causative organisms of ascariasis and malaria and give the symptoms of anyone. So in human health and diseases, I saw the maximum questions. Okay, human health. I know it's a big chapter for all of you. You might be like, ma'am, I don't want to study this human health only, but please do learn these things. Okay, malaria, I have seen a lot of question. Okay, I have seen causative agents of almost all the diseases, but causative agent you have to learn, students. It's just one word. Try to learn that one word. Okay, causative agent. Yes, clear all of you? Yes or no? Guys, why are you people not marking the attendance? I cannot see. None of you are marking the attendance. Why? Didn't like the class, or you're not enjoying the class. What is happening? Okay, click on that like button. It's free. Okay, click ಮಾಡಿ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? We'll get so much happiness that so many students are enjoying the live. Don't you want more live? So for that we are doing. So okay. Chalo, see here. Name the causative organisms. Causative organism means who is causing the disease. Causative organism of ascariasis and malaria. Okay, and give symptoms of it. Look here. Ascariasis is caused by Ascaris lumbricoides. Now this Ascaris you have studied in your animal kingdom chapter in your 11th. You might have forgotten, but just remember the word Ascaris lumbricoides. Okay, in your NCRT only Ascaris is given. So you can remember this. If you can remember lumbricoids, well and good. Now let's see what are the symptoms of these diseases. Symptoms of this disease include internal bleeding, okay, muscle pain, okay, a lot of muscle pain you will have, fever will be there, students, that will be there for most of the diseases. Fever will be the first one, okay. ಇಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಟಫ್ ಏನಿರಲ್ಲ, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸೇ ಬರೋದು. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕಮಿಂಗ್. ಯು ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ವೋಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಿ difficulty level of the question paper depends on how you are prepared. If you are not at all prepared, students, even the easiest question paper will be difficult. Okay, I believe in this. No, how to see, difficult means after preparing, majority of the students found it difficult, then it is a difficult paper. Otherwise, depending on how you are prepared, your difficulty will reduce. So fever you will have, okay, anemia, that means bleeding will be there, okay, anemia will be there, blockage of the intestinal passage will be there. Okay, all this is happening. But your question will be, ma'am, from where did this fellow come, this ascariasis? How did this person even get it? So what is going to happen, students? See, the eggs of the parasite are excreted along with the feces of an infected person which contaminates soil. Now, let's say one person got ascariasis. Okay, that person has excreted out. Excreted means what? Fecal matter. Okay, waste. He has excreted out in an open area. Okay, open area, he's like, oh, open area, no, nice it is. Okay, everywhere it is toilet, so he has gone and excreted that. Now what is going to happen? Over the time, this excreta would have absorbed into the soil. Now in that soil, a person would have done cultivation, a person could have, that soil would have mixed up with other water later on during the rain. Anything would have happened. No, soil it is, topsoil will just go like that. Soil erosion is very common. Now that mixing would somehow end up coming to us through the water bodies or through the vegetables that the person have cultivated. Understood? Clear or not? So through contaminated soil, water, plants. Plants means why? Now students, imagine one farmer, okay, he went 2 days to his village and one fellow would have come and done excreta there. Now what will happen? The farmer will not know. After a few days the excreta would have got mixed up in the soil. He would have grown some cabbage or something, he would have grown the rice, wheat, something. Now that will come to the market. In that the egg was there. Egg was there of who? Ascaris egg was there. It will come to us. Understood how the contamination is happening? So always wash your vegetables and fruits many times. Put them in water, add some salt, add some turmeric and leave them for a few minutes, okay, because we do not know in which water they were cultivated. Understood? Done. Next one, malaria. So the next is causative agent of malaria, and students, let me tell you, this is a very, very important topic because you have to learn the entire malarial life cycle, right? If you want a life cycle video, just put malaria in the chat box. In the comments. I will do a malarial life cycle video, small video, 5-10 minutes video I will do if you want help in this, okay? Yes. Now look here, malaria is caused by Plasmodium vivax. But students, there are other plasmodiums also, like Plasmodium ovale, okay, Plasmodium falciparum, okay, Plasmodium malariae. So these other plasmodiums also are there, but you have to remember Plasmodium vivax because that causes the most common malaria. Okay, most common malaria is caused by Plasmodium vivax. What happens when a person has malaria? First thing he will start noticing is fever. He'll have chills, he'll have headache, he'll have muscle ache, he'll have tiredness, nausea, that means the feeling, tendency of vomiting, you'll feel like you are sweating, you'll start sweating, you'll feel like everything is rotating, okay, all this you'll feel. Then you'll have diarrhea continuous, you will have loose motion, we tell you normally, that is it, okay, normally you will have that. Then anemia, that means low red blood cells, jaundice, yellow coloring of the skin, but this is in extreme cases, okay, all these students in extreme cases. I'm putting E here, that means only once it gets out of hand. Normally it will not go there. Normally in these conditions only we will be able to identify, but in some people it can go automatically to organ failure, like you can see kidney failure. Understood? Clear or not to all of you? Done. Okay. Next one. Name the disease caused by the following organisms. Can all of you answer with me? Yes, let's see. Why are you people not talking to each other? Tell hi to me at least. Okay, I know you people might be feeling shy. Oh my god, new teacher, I don't know how she will. Serious, new teacher, I don't know how she will respond. Ask Charan, ask Trisha, they'll tell you how we are. Okay, so students, don't worry, you do not have to sit like you're sitting in a college, like oh my god, my lecture is going to throw duster at me. I won't throw anything at you because even if I throw, it will only break my screen. So I will not throw. Okay, you can talk to us, you can tell us hi, and you can answer. That is more important, you have to answer. Okay. Yes, very good. So students, rhinovirus is actually my sibling because rhinovirus never leaves me. Okay, it is my constant, it is the love of my life. Okay, because rhinovirus always comes back. Why am I telling this? Why am I telling this love? Because most of the people generally suffer from common cold very, very usually. Very, very usually. There will be a lot of students in my class only who is right now sneezing and learning in the class because common cold is very common. Now, even if I take a medicine, because this rhinovirus keeps coming in different variants, we cannot get rid of it completely. Okay. So, rhinovirus causes your common cold, which all of us have it, and it can stay up to even 1 week in some cases, otherwise up to 2 to 3 days. Okay. Then next is Wuchereria bancrofti. This also you have studied in animal kingdom. Wuchereria bancrofti. This causes your elephantiasis. Okay, elephantiasis or your filariasis. Okay, filariasis. Why am I telling this, ma'am? Because this causes, okay, This causes elephantiasis. Students, why am I telling it elephantiasis? Because that person's leg, when they have Uterine Bancrofti, it will cause elephantiasis. The person's leg will swell. Okay, the person's leg will swell so much that it can reach up to their, up to their genital area. Okay, so that is very, very dangerous. Now, next is Haemophilus influenzae. All of you have already put the answer. Ma'am, it causes pneumonia. Okay, ma'am, it causes pneumonia. Clear? Easy peasy. Like this, many questions will come for you for 3 marks. 2 marks is done. Now we are doing the 3 mark question. Like this, 1 mark questions can come. Even they can ask you malaria. You can answer for malaria in the chat box. Okay, later in the comments you can put the homework. Malaria. Okay, this is your homework in the comments. Then you can tell me typhoid. Okay, typhoid. You can do the homework in the comments. Okay. Clear? Very nice, very nice. Okay, next question. What is apomixis? Apomixis, what is its important? What is apomixis? That is a situation where seeds will be formed without fertilization. You'll be like, huh? What? Yesterday you told us that flowering plants' main thing is seed, right? Ovule will form seed with fertilization and your ovary will form fruit. Yes or no? Then now how are you telling ma'am like this? But actually students, it's a state where they will produce seeds without fertilization, and this condition is called apomixis. So seed without fertilization is apomixis, fruit without fertilization is parthenocarpy. Okay, now look here, apomixis is a form of asexual reproduction that mimics sexual reproduction. That means it is a type of asexual reproduction. That means where both the gametes are not coming together. Okay, coming together. Okay. Yes, these questions are all PYQs. There are several ways of development of apomixic seeds. That means multiple ways are there. See, in some species students, the diploid egg cell. All of you remember the egg cell that I taught you in embryo sac? The diploid egg cell is formed without reduction division. So we all know meiosis happens, okay, and mitosis happens. So without the reduction division, if the diploid egg, okay, develops, that will form an embryo without fertilization. Clear? Simple. That is, diploid egg will not go through a reduction division and it will form embryo. Now that embryo is going to form without fertilization. Yes ma'am. More often what happens, like in citrus and mango. Remember this example, citrus, mango. All your citrus fruits like your orange, lemon, all the citrus fruits, okay. This citrus and mango variety, some of the nuclear cells. What is this nuclear cells? Okay, surrounding the embryo, sac starts dividing and protrude into the embryo sac and develop into embryo. Students, all of you remember here, let me see if I have added that image. Look here. Yesterday when I taught you this embryo sac, I told you this green color one is your nucellus. These cells, what they will do, they will multiply and they will start protruding inside. They will get into the embryo sac, and that will also lead to the formation. Okay, that will again lead to the formation of polyembryony, but you do not have it right now, so you do not have to worry. Is this clear? Apomixis is clear. Seed without fertilization is apomixis. You can write the examples: citrus, mango. Okay, you can write these example. Again, citrus you will write as an example in polyembryony also, where multiple embryos are formed. So this is coming under that. Clear? Yes? Tell me students, if you don't tell, how will I know if you are clear or not? Tell me quickly in the chats. Okay, see, on which bacteria Griffith conducted transformation experiment. Transformation experiment where he explained about the transforming principle. All of you remember this? Again, if you want molecular basis also, put it in the comments, MBI. Okay, MBI, molecular basis of inheritance. If you want, put MBI in the comments. Seeing how many comments are there, I will do the class. Okay, students, transforming principle. Now, what is the question? Which bacteria did he work on? He worked on different strains of bacteria. Okay, yes, he worked on different strains of bacteria, and he was working currently on Streptococcus pneumoniae. Okay, Streptococcus pneumoniae he was working on. So the first answer is Streptococcus pneumoniae. Next one, name the inducer which regulates the switching on and switching off of lac operon. From the term itself you understand lac means what? Lactose. Okay, lac is lactose. So inducer was none other than your lactose. If lactose is present, okay, if lactose is present, then the switch is on. Okay, switch is on. If the lactose is absent, the switch is off. Not the light switch, okay, the regulation, gene regulation will be off. Very good, very good. Lactose is the inducer. Very nice, Bhumika. Very nice, Sri Vishnu. Very nice, Entertainment Hub. Very nice. Now explain VNTR. Expand VNTR. Okay, you do not have explanation. VNTR stands for variable number of tandem repeats. Where is this, ma'am? It is there in your DNA fingerprinting. Okay, we are giving a probe and the probe is who? Your VNTR probe. Okay, this the full form is variable number of tandem repeats. Where did you find this question from? DNA fingerprinting. This question is asked multiple times in your previous years, so please make a note. Okay, done. So yes, that's it from my end. And we are not done with biology, we have more to biology, and yes, we have Basva sir. So your name is very famous in Karnataka.
I know, obviously.
Lot of students came, Basvaraj.
Yeah, it's very famous name, ma'am.
Okay.
Once again, I'll just...
Yeah, sure. So still sir does the setup. Okay, so 1 second, I'll just save this.
export.
Yeah. Students, still sir does it. All of you tell me, how was the bio class?
Bio 1 time.
Yeah. Students, all this PDF will be available on the Telegram. Okay?
Where do you save it, ma'am? Desktop or?
Don't know. Download
You
section.
have to find it later on.
Yes. So I am taking a move until that sir, adds the PPT.
You send it to me?
Sir, that, yeah.
Huh.
Thank you guys, so sweet. Thank you, Nirmal. Yes, thank you so much. So see you all in next live. Okay, so if you want MBA, okay,
You record it.
okay, if you want MBI, that is molecular basis of inheritance, in the comments, and do the homework as well. I want you to tell me the causative agent of malaria and typhoid in the comments. Okay, yes, thank you so much, sir. Handing over the mic to sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Students, ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜೋಶ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಫೈರ್ ಇಮೋಜಿ in the chat they were doing it.
Yeah.
So they know our this thing now, right? So as soon as we say students show some josh in the chat, you are supposed to show fire emoji in the chat, right? And students, quickly smash the like button, all of you. First of all, quickly smash the like button. ಯಾಕಂತ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we will be doing more bio questions now. ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ. Let me just open my slides from where I have to start. Okay, first 2 more question on the board right now. Let's see how many of you will be able to answer. Let's see, starting right now, the first question on your board. Give it a shot. ಆದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಹೆಂಗೋ ನಾನು. Now students, ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, all of you know, right, all of you know the ovule will develop into, ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ? The ovule develops into what? Tell me. Does the ovule develop into seed or fruit? Bega. The ovule develops into seed. Okay, very good. Now, what about the ovary? Does it develop into a seed or fruit? Quickly. Fast. Ovary develops into fruit. So, ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ. It's a common knowledge. ನಿಮ್ಮ class 10th ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. All the way from the class 10th, you know it, that a ovule develops into a seed and ovary develops into fruit. Perfect. Now students, ಇಲ್ಲೊಬ್ಬ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಈಗ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಿದೆ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಮು? There is something called as a false fruit. What is a false fruit? ನೀವು false fruit ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ first you need to understand what is a true fruit first. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈ true fruit ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? True fruit. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೂ ಫ್ರೂಟ್? ಏನಪ್ಪ ಟ್ರೂ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ? ನಿಜವಾದ ದೋಷ ಯಾರಿದು? ಟ್ರೂ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ದ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್, ದ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ which is developing directly from the ovary. ಬರೀ ಓವರಿ ಇಂದ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಓವರಿ ಇಂದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆದ್ರೆ we call it true fruit. Okay, but guess ಮಾಡಿ ಈಗ, what is the meaning of false fruit? ಅದರದ್ದು opposite. Now what is the meaning of false fruit? A fruit which develops, fruit which develops from ovary. ಇದು actual definition. Ovary plus other walls or part of the flower. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ತರ ಅಂತ. ಅ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಓವರಿ. ಸಿ ಓವರಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ಓವರಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಓವರಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅದರ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ಲವರ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ದು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಓವರಿ ಇದೆ. ಏನಿದು? ಓವರಿ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, this ovary right here, right, this ovary plus it could be thalamus. Can you see this part is called as thalamus. This part also develops into a fruit, so ovary plus other part of the flower, this is called as thalamus or receptacle. This part also develops into fruit. See, this is the image given in your NCERT. Can you see here? This is the thalamus. This right here is the thalamus. This right here is the thalamus, and this right here is also thalamus. ತಿಂತಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಆಪಲ್ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ. ನೀವು ಆಪಲ್ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, do you see this? You eat this part, right? What you're actually eating is the thalamus. You're eating the thalamus. So that is your false fruit. See, in few species such as apple, example 1, strawberry, example 2, cashew, third example. So in examination they will always ask you 1, 2 or 3 examples. Nim kanmunde idella. See, apple, strawberry and cashew. The thalamus also contributes the fruit formation. Artha eno? Thalamus is also contributing. Does it mean it is only thalamus? Illa. So it has to be ovary plus thalamus. So ovary plus thalamus ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Such a fruit are called as false fruit. ಅರ್ಥ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? In the case of true fruit ಏನು? In the case of true fruit, most fruit however develop only from the ovary. ಕೇವಲ ovary ಇಂದ develop ಆದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ, that is called as a true fruit. If ovary plus other part, then it becomes a false fruit. ನೋಡಿ, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಹಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಇದನ್ನ ಮುಂಚೆ. Every single line of NCERT ನಾನು ಡಿಕೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. So quickly thumbs up in the channel, all of you. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? Next question students, next question. ಆಯ್ತಾ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ನೋಡಿ. Define the terms linkage and recombination. Students, I can teach you the concept of linkage. I want 2 names from the chat. ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರು? ಇಬ್ರು ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ ಸಾಕು. ಇಬ್ರು ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ ಬೇಗ. Any 2 people raise your hands who wants to become volunteer. Quickly raise your hands who wants to become a volunteer. Okay, we'll take Bhumika and we'll take Noor. Okay, we'll take Bhumika and Noor. Okay, so here we have Bhumika. Okay, let's take Bhumika. This is Bhumika. Okay, all right, Boo. This is Bhumika. Okay, anyone else? Okay, we'll take Noor also. Noor. This is Noor. Considering Noor is a girl, don't scold me later on. Okay, this is Noor. Okay, one more person volunteer. One more person volunteer. Let's take Anjali. Okay, so we have one more girl here, Anjali. One more girl here, Anjali. Okay, Anjali is here. Okay, So we have 3 girls here, students. We have 3 girls here. Okay. Now, for example, these 2 girls are best friends. They are holding hands. They are holding hands, best friends. Boo and Noor. Both are best friends here. Okay. Both are best friends and they are together. Now you tell me, students. If these 2 people are best friends, or ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಲ್ವಾ ನೀವೇ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ think you tell me if Boo and Noor they are best friends BFF okay so between them linkage will be high or low tell me ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ best friends so can I tell linkage is very high linkage is very high nice bond high strong some strongest bond in the world linkage is very high. Now if the linkage is very high or they have very best friends, will they fight a lot? Just fight ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಾ ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲ very friend chocolate flavor pass ಮಾಡೋದು nice friends they are okay so can I tell linkage is very high there is something called as recombination will be very low fight ಆಡಲ್ಲ ಅವರು okay fight ಆಡಲ್ಲ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ರೀಡಿಗ now Anjali and Bhumika ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ rivalry ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಬ್ಬರ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ರೈವಲ್ರಿ ಇವ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಇದೆ ಫೈಟ್ ಇದೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಓ ಜನ್ಮದ ಫೈಟ್ ಇದೆ ಓಕೆನಾ ಇವ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಫೈಟ್ ಇದೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ದೇ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್ ನೌ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ linkage between them will be high or low you tell me now you tell me all of you between both of them linkage will be high or low quickly illadi between them linkage is high so between them linkage should be very low because they are not very close to each other so between them linkage is very low done now if linkage is low will they fight among each other obviously they'll fight obviously so can I tell recombination will be very high now you tell me students this you understood now I'll tell you the actual concept on the chromosome ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಈಗ ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆದರೆ ಬಟ್ ಈಸಿ ಗೇಮ್ now students for example this is a chromosome on this chromosome I have how many genes I have 3 genes gene A gene B and gene C gene A gene B and gene C I have 3 different genes on this chromosome right here 3 different genes on this chromosome right here. Gene A is your Boo, gene B is your Noor, and gene C is Anjali. Okay. Now students, you tell me in the chat, all of you tell me, between gene A and gene B, what is the linkage? Linkage is high or low? The 2 genes on a chromosome are close to each other. It means they are tightly bound. See, close and tightly bound tane. Close and tight bound ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇಬ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ bonding tight ಇದೆ. So 2 genes on the chromosome we are tightly bound to each other. So can I tell between A and B linkage is very high and recombination is very low. Done. Now between A and C. Now tell me all of you. Between A and C, will the linkage be high or low? The 2 genes on a chromosome are very far. Tumma dur dara 1 kilometer dura ide alla. The 2 genes on the chromosome are very far. So they are loosely bound. Loose connection ಇದೆ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ. So can I tell between A and C linkage is very low. Just like here. Linkage is low and recombination is high. Students, ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಲಿಂಕೇಜ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಐ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲಿಂಕೇಜ್ ಇನ್ ರಿಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ ಇದು ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದ ಲಿಂಕೇಜ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಏನಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ ನಾವು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ ಏನು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಲಿಂಕೇಜ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಲಿಂಕೇಜ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ physical association of 2 genes on a chromosome that is linkage ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನೋಡಿ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಓದಿ ನಿಂಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಇಫ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಈಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಂಕೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ನೋಡಿ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ association of genes on the chromosome. One second. This is on the chromosome. Sorry. Physical association of genes on a chromosome is called as linkage. Now you know the definition, you know extra concept also. How do they vary? Now what is recombination? Recombination is basically the description of generation of non-parental gene expression. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇದು ನಾನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟಲ್, ವೆರಿ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ಸಿ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ನಾನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟಲ್ ಜೀನ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದು ಡೈಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಡೈಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್. ಆ ಡೈಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಫಿನೋಟಿಪಿಕ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ 9:3:3:1. 9:3:1. ಈ 9:3:1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ these two are parental. ಯಾಕೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಇದೆರಡು? ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋ, wrinkled in green, just like parents. ಇದೆರಡು ರೀಕಾಂಬಿನೆಂಟ್. ಇದೆರಡು ಏನದು? ರೀಕಾಂಬಿನೆಂಟ್. ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ರೀಕಾಂಬಿನೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರೀಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್? ರೀಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ದ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ನಾನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟಲ್. ಇದೇನಿದು? ಎರಡು ನಾನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟಲ್ ಜೀನ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್. ನಾನ್ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟಲ್ ಜೀನ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಂಕೇಜ್? ಲಿಂಕೇಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್. ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೂ ಜೀನ್ಸ್. ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೂ ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಅ ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as linkage. What is recombination? Recombination means the crossing over of two non-parental genes. Sarna? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. That is to describe the generation of non-parental gene expression. ಇದೆರಡು non-parental gene expression. ಇದು 9:3:1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು ಬಹಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಬರೀ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಿಂತ ಬಹಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ರೀಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಡನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. What is phenylketonuria? Write two symptoms. Very famous question. Repeatedly they have asked you. Repeatedly they have asked you what is phenylketonuria. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡದಾ? ರೆಡಿ? ಫೈರ್ ಇಮೋಜಿ ಚಾಟ್. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಫೈರ್ ಇಮೋಜಿ ಕೊಡಿ ಚಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಜೋಶ್ ಹೈ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಹೈ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಈ ತರ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಹೈ. ಓಕೆ. ನೌ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ phenylketonuria? ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿಲಿ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. Phenylketonuria is a disease. First of all, it is a disease. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ವಾಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ದ ಡಿಸೀಸ್? ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನೌ. ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್. ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಎಂಜೈಮ್ ಇದೆ. ದ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ phenylalanine hydroxylase. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇನ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡಿಸೀಸ್, phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme is not produced. First point clear ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? First point clear? Quickly thumbs up ನೋಡಿ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. First point clear ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? So what is phenylketonuria? Phenylketonuria is a disease. It is a disease in which phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme is not produced. Now what will happen if the enzyme is not produced? In normal condition, phenylalanine in the presence of enzyme, it is converted to tyrosine. But there is no enzyme. If there is no enzyme, what happens? Phenylalanine will not be converted to tyrosine. What is the enzyme? Students? Enzyme is called as phenylalanine hydroxylase. Phenylalanine hydroxylase. So in the case of deceased person, the enzyme is not present. Tell me, did you understand or not? Now tell me, did you understand or not? Bega students, quickly, bega. So in the case of deceased person, phenylalanine is not converted to tyrosine. Why? Because the enzyme is absent. So when this enzyme is absent, right, there are certain symptoms. There are three main symptoms here. The three main symptoms is mental retardedness. Mental retardedness, first point. Second point, hair loss completely. Not really. Mental retardedness, reduction in hair, and skin pigmentation. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಫಿನಾಚ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ? ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು. ಈ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಏನು? ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರಿಟಾರ್ಡ್ನೆಸ್, ರಿಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಪಿಗ್ಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್. ಡನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. Now explain double fertilization. Very simple question, very famous question. They always ask you this question. Double fertilization, explain. Simple. They can ask this question for 2 mark or 3 mark or even 5 mark. Everything is possible. Anything is possible. Now depending upon how many marks they are asking you, it can change. Ready now? Now what exactly happens in double fertilization? Understand, students. Now all of you remember the structure? Friends, tell me what is the structure now, tell me. What is the structure, tell me students. This right here is basically the structure of the pistil or carpel, monocarpellary structure. One single carpel, right? This is the stigma. Here we have stigma. Here we have the stigma. Then we have the long style and then we have the ovary. Stigma, style and ovary is there. Okay. Stigma, style and ovary, the structure is there. Now if you look inside the ovary we have the ovule. Inside the ovule we have the embryo sac. Inside the ovule we have the embryo sac. Now let's focus on the embryo sac, all of you. Let's focus on that embryo sac. If you focus on the embryo sac, this is the structure which you get, right? Illi nodi kanastidya idu chikkadu embryo sac. If you focus on that, this is the embryo sac which you get. Okay. Now understand, students, what exactly is happening in double fertilization. Visualize. Okay. One pollen grain ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು pollen grain ಇದೆ ಸರಿನಾ? ಒಂದು pollen grain ಇದೆ. Pollen grain is traveling. Pollen grain is traveling and it is falling on the stigma. This is a stigma right here. Pollen grain is traveling. Now understand, students. Pollen grain is traveling and it is landing on the stigma. Okay. Pollen grain landed on the stigma. This is the pollen grain. So pollen grain is landing on the stigma. Now once pollen grain lands on the stigma, it will expand. The pollen grain will expand. By how? By absorbing the moisture. The pollen grain will expand by absorbing the moisture on the stigma. This stigma mele moisture irutte. Now once pollen grain expands, the intine will come out. The intine is coming out. The intine is coming out in the form of a pollen tube. Pollen tube formation. In the form of pollen tube. The intine is coming out. Okay. Now in this pollen tube, can anyone tell me how many gametes are there? One erada begali. How many male gametes will be there? There are totally 2 male gametes. In Valgade, we will have 2 male gametes. 2 male gametes. Okay. So 2 male gametes are released from the pollen grain. Now students, now these 2 male gametes will travel. They will travel. And then finally once the 2 male gametes reach here, now they have to enter into the embryo sac. Now the pollen grain, right, the pollen tube will finally enter inside. The pollen tube will enter inside with the help of filiform apparatus. The pollen tube will enter inside this pollen tube. Now once the pollen tube enters inside, it will burst open. Once the pollen tube enters inside the synergid, the pollen tube will burst open and it will release the 2 male gametes. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಈಗ. Now we have 2 male gametes. Yes or no? We have two male gametes. First male gamete, students, understand. There is Mabadala. Malayala Bengaluru full chali. Students, I heard even near Kopla and everything, full rain, heavy rain. Tell me, do you also have rain in your areas? Full Malay enough, no? It's heavy raining in Bangalore from past 2 days. Heavy rain. Okay. Now students, we have two male gametes, right? Two male gametes. The first male gamete will fuse with the egg. Okay. Done. The second male gamete, like it will travel up. The second male gamete will fuse with the central cell. Now students, tell me, what is central cell made up of? Central cell is made up of two polar nuclei. Yes or no? Tell me. Two polar nuclei. Yes, two polar nuclei. Okay. Now, the first category. In the first one, when the male gamete fuses with the egg cell, this will result in the zygote formation. And this is called as what? Syngamy. In the second one, where the second male gamete is fusing with the central cell, that is called as what? That is called as, it will result in the formation of PEN. PEN will become PEC, primary endosperm nucleus, primary endosperm cell, and finally the endosperm. Artha ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So PN, primary endosperm nucleus, primary endosperm cell, and finally the endosperm. Okay. And since here, tell me students, how many nuclei is involved here? One nuclei from here, two nuclei from here. 2 plus 1 is how much? 2 plus 1 is 3. That is why this is called as triple fusion. It's called as what? Triple fusion. Okay. It's called as triple fusion. Now students, tell me, how many fertilization is happening here? 1 or 2? Yes, madve illi. 2 madve ಆಗ್ತೈತಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? 1 madve illi, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು madve illi. So can I call it 1 to double fertilization, because we have one fertilization here and one fertilization here. So can I call it double fertilization? Done. Yes. Double fertilization. So this is the structure of embryo sac. Very famous question. Very famous question. Structure of embryo sac. Draw ಮಾಡಿ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ನೀವು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ. Everything is given here in CRT. See, syngamy. We learned about syngamy. We learned about zygote formation, right? Primary endosperm nucleus will be formed first. That will become what? Primary endosperm cell, then endosperm. That is called as triple fusion. That's why 2 fertilization, 1 and 2, double fertilization. So students, exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, depending upon the marks, you're supposed to answer. So if they ask you the question for 2 marks, is ಸಾಕು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರೀರಿ? Words ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀರಿ. If they ask you for 5 marks, in that case, draw this diagram briefly. Draw this diagram for 5 marks. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? 5 marks. Understood all of you? For 5 marks, draw the diagram, write also. Done. Friends, how many of you from Bangalore? ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಂದ? You might be wanted to know where we study. So how many of you know the Christ University? How many of you know Christ University? ಇಲ್ಲ St. Joseph College. How many of you know? Raise your hands. Christ University and St. Joseph College. Students, this question right here can be asked for 3 marks or 5 marks. Any of the two possibilities are happening. Any of the two possibilities can happen. Okay. So if they ask you for 3 marks, what you should do? If they ask you for 3 marks, idna draw ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಇದನ್ನ draw ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. If they ask you for 5 marks, you should draw this one right here. I'll explain you this one more time. Recently I've explained this in one more video, the previous video. So I'll explain one more time. Just listen to me. It's very easy. You should also write it also. Okay? You should understand. What is happening in spermatogenesis? 2 minutes kalas. 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ನೋಡಿ. The spermatogenesis starts with spermatogonia. Spermatogonia is also called as male germ cell. Spermatogonia is also called as the male germ cell. Also called as male germ cell. Students, if it is not visible properly, do not worry. I have already taught you this in the previous class also. Notes are already available. Telegram channel. If you want to join my Telegram channel, that is Baswaraj Sir Biology. Baswaraj Sir, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಬಸವರಾಜ್. Baswaraj Sir Biology. Baswaraj Sir Biology. ಏನೋ ಒಂದಿದೆ ಆ ಥರ. That is my channel. Okay. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, primary spermatogonia or male germ cell undergoes mitosis, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮೈಟೋಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. 2n ಇರೋದು 2n ಇರುತ್ತೆ. It will grow and it will become larger and it will make something called as primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte. Now, in the examination they can ask you tell me the ploidy of primary spermatocyte. Our answer is no. 2n. Now this primary spermatocyte undergoes meiosis 1. Meiosis 1. So when it undergoes meiosis 1, we get secondary spermatocyte. Secondary spermatocyte, 2 structures. ನೋಡಿ ಈಗ. See here. At puberty, spermatogonia, male germ cell, mitotic division, primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte. Ploidy ಏನು? Ploidy ಏನು? Diploid haploid ಇದು. Diploid haploid ಇದು. Diploid. Diploid. ನೋಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Diploid. First meiotic division, secondary spermatocyte, secondary spermatocyte. First meiotic division, secondary spermatocyte, same thing. Okay. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, after secondary spermatocyte, then meiosis 2, then we get spermatid undergoes spermiogenesis. Why? ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಇದು ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ತರ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ, ಇದು ನೋಡಿ ರೌಂಡ್ ಮೊಟ್ಟೆ ತಲೆ ತರ ಇದೆ ಏನೋ, ಇದು ಡಸಂಟ್ ಲುಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಎಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮಿಯೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್. ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನಿದು, ಇದು ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮಿಯೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್. Then we get spermatozoa or sperm finally. See, NCERT ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರಾ? ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮಟೋಸೈಟ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಮಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್, ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಿಡ್. ದೆನ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೋವಾ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್? ಸ್ಪರ್ಮಿಯೋಜೆನಿಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಒನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಯಾವತ್ತು. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಸಚ್. ದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆಮಿನಿಫರಸ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಂಬೆಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸರ್ಟೋಲಿ ಸೆಲ್. ಈ ಸರ್ಟೋಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಸರ್ಟೋಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸೆಮಿನಿಫರಸ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್. ಸೊ ಸೆಮಿನಿಫರಸ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಯೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರ ತಲೆ, ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ತಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್ಟೋಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಚುಚ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಂಬೆಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೋವಾ ನೋಡಿ. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೋವಾ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್. ಅದ್ರ ತಲೆ ಚುಚ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಚುಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸರಿನಾ? ಸೊ whenever there is requirement, the sperm are released from the seminiferous tubule. Inidu seminiferous tubule. So what do you call that? Release of sperm. Release of sperm from seminiferous tubule. Release of sperm from seminiferous tubule is called as spermiation. Spermiation. So release of sperm from the seminiferous tubule is called as spermiation. Spermiation. ಮೈಸೂರು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಕಣ್, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಗದಗ್ ನಾನು 2 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ನಮ್ಮೂರು ಆ ಕಡೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಗದಗ್ ನಾನು 2 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಮೈಸೂರು ಐ ಕೇಮ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಮೈಸೂರು ಪಕ್ಕನೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲಾಂಗ್ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಹೋದರೆ ಮೈಸೂರು ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಸರಿನಾ? ಹಬ್ಬ. ಓಕೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಡನ್ ಡನ್ ಡನ್. ತುಂಬ ಚಳಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಯೋದಾ? ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀರು ಕುಡೀರಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಬೆಲ್ಗಾಮ್, ಓಹ್ ನೈಸ್. ನಾನು ಮುಂಚೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕವನಿರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬೆಲ್ಗಾಮಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆ. ಡನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ? ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಚೂರ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಡನ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಇದೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಚೂರ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್. ಆಂಟಿಪೋಡಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೇ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಗ್ synergid. Together they are called as egg apparatus. Egg apparatus. Egg apparatus. Filiform apparatus. Illi. Filiform apparatus. Which help in pollen tube guiding. Centrally polar nuclei. Together it is called as central cell. Micropylar end, chalazal end. How do you remember this? AC. Ashte. AC. In AC andre antipodal chalazal AC. Other thing you can remember on your own, right? Next done. Students, here they can ask you about something called as 7-celled 8-nucleated. What is the meaning of that? Students, count with me, all of you count with me. How many cells? 1 2 3 4, 1 cell 4, 5 6 7. So can I tell there are totally 7 cell here? 7 celled. Okay, see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 celled. How many nuclei? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. There are 2 nuclei here. So 7 celled 8 nucleated. 7 celled 8 nucleated condition. 8 nucleated condition. Artha aita? Done. Students, next thing, very simple. What is acrosome? They can ask you 3 mark question, 3 different definitions. Definitions odkoli once. I will explain you. My explanation you listen once. Can you see this sperm here? Kanastiyalli sperm. This sperm the head kanastiyalli cap ondo cap hakondi nodi idu. That is called as acrosome. Acrosome is the cap-like structure on top of the sperm. On top of the sperm's head, you can see a cap-like structure that is called as acrosome. Acrosome. Now, what is the function of acrosome? That is also a question. The function of acrosome is that it contains enzymes. It contains enzymes which help in fertilization. Nodi illi. Is sperm bandi illi egg ge fuse agbektane. How will it fuse? That is because of enzymes in the head of the acrocap. Artha aita? ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಈ acrosome ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ acrosome ಅಲ್ಲಿ enzymes ಇರುತ್ತೆ. All these enzymes will help in degrading the wall here, degrading the corona radiata, degrading the zona pellucida. ನೋಡಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Zona pellucida, corona radiata. So all this is degraded. All this is degraded with the help of enzymes. ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ enzymes ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ? Where is it? All of the enzymes are in the cap-like structure called as acrosome. Called as acrosome. So all the enzymes are there. ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂದಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Kopla is my hometown. Kopla is my hometown actually. Kopla district. Now what is endometrium? Again very simple question. Endometrium function. Notice students, this is the female reproductive structure. In this female reproductive structure you see this inverted pair shaped. Inverted pair. This inverted pair shape is called as womb. It is called as womb. This womb alli there are 3 layers are there. There are 3 layers. Can you see here? 3 different layers here. The 3 different layers are there in the womb, also called as uterus. Also called as uterus. Now here we have outermost layer. Enappa outermost layer? Outermost layer perimetrium, thin layer called as perimetrium, thin layer perimetrium. Thin layer. Perimetrium is the thin layer. Then middle layer is called as myometrium. Middle layer is called as myometrium, made up of smooth muscle cell tissue. Function the myometrium will undergo contraction. The myometrium will undergo contraction during the childbirth. Then students, endometrium is the endometrium is the innermost layer. Endometrium is the innermost layer. Endometrium is the innermost layer, and it undergoes cyclic changes during menstrual cycle. Done? During the menstrual cycle. And also this endometrium is also glandular. Artha eno? Glandular means it can secrete substances. So endometrium. Everything is given here, students. Whatever I explained to you is already given here. Examinations you can write the same thing. Copy madi, paste madi exam alli. Artha madkoli. That is more important. Now next thing is called as corpus luteum. Oh, very fancy, very simple. Corpus luteum is very simple. What is the main function? Main function is to produce progesterone. But the corpus luteum diagram have you seen this diagram anywhere? You have. If you look at your menstrual cycle, in this diagram, if you notice right here, developing corpus luteum. Corpus luteum will produce what? Corpus luteum will produce, can you see this? Increased levels of progesterone. That is the main function of corpus luteum. Now students, understand, if there is no fertilization, akasmat fertilization agleila. If there is no fertilization, then what happens? If there is no fertilization, the corpus luteum will completely degenerate. Corpus albicans agbidutte. Now, as soon as corpus luteum degenerates, can you see? Decrease in progesterone level. Now, because of decrease in progesterone, the complete endometrium will destroy. If endometrium is completely degraded, what happens? Menstrual cycle starts. Bleeding periods. Start matte. Corpus luteum. Done. Students, very famous question. Exam ali, this question will be asked. See, in principles of inheritance, one disease is confirmed. It can be chromosomal or Mendelian disease. One disease is confirmed in the examination. It can either be, students, I'll tell you, in principles of inheritance chapter in Nivo, diseases alla odkonu hogi, one disease bande baratte. It could be Mendelian or it could be chromosomal. Any one is confirmed. Now, under your Mendelian disease, you have color blindness, thalassemia, hemophilia, right? Phenylketonuria, many diseases are there. Elladrallu one barbodu. But under chromosomal disease, in chromosomal disease we have 3 types: Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome and Turner syndrome. In any one of the 3 will always come. And if you look at the paper, last previous year paper agirbodu, midterm paper agirbodu, munchedu 2020 paper agirbodu, 2019, 2017, 2013, ee question keltare. What is Down syndrome? What causes Down syndrome? Karyotype and symptoms. Ready na? Understand. Down syndrome yakagita first of all. NCERT on hold kortini, so you can make your notes. Same thing you should write in examination. Same thing you can copy paste in examination, guarantee. Okay na? So what is Down syndrome? First of all, understand. Down syndrome is a genetic disorder. Chromosomal genetic disorder. Chromosomally changes agutte. One extra chromosome baratte, illa extra chromosome hogutte. But in the case of Down syndrome, extra chromosome add martidiri. Buy and get one free. But the buy and get one free tumba scam illi. Yenagutte nodta madkoli. The cause of this genetic disorder, first of all, it is a genetic disorder. Artha madkoli. Genetic disorder. The cause of this genetic disorder is presence of an additional copy of chromosome number 21 ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ದಿರೋದು. So there is an addition of what? Addition of chromosome number 21. Now students, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ diagram ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Can you see here? In the chromosome number 21, Down syndrome tala? Chromosome number 21, can you see an additional copy here? Can you see an additional copy in chromosome number 21? Yes sir, we can see. So in the case of Down syndrome, it is also called as trisomy of 21. The meaning of trisomy means addition. Trisomy means no, addition. So in the case of your Down syndrome, 21st chromosome extra add ಆಗಿದೆ. That is copy of chromosome number 21. So ಈ ಮಗುವಲ್ಲಿ 21 ನಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 2 3 ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸರಿನಾ? 3 ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸರಿನಾ? Now this disorder was first described by Langdon Down. ಇವನು ಡಿಸ್ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, that's why it's called as Down syndrome. Now what are the symptoms? Very important, write down. Very important, write it for you. Okay, very important. The affected individual, a papu, short statured with small round head. First point. Short stature ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಮಗು ತುಂಬಾ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ತಲೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಮಗು ತುಂಬಾ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿರಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ತಲೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ತುಂಬಾ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಹೆಡ್. ಸರಿನಾ? ವೆರಿ ಲಾರ್ಜ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನು? ಫರೋಡ್ ಟಂಗ್ ಆಚೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಫರೋಡ್ ಟಂಗ್. ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮೌತ್ ಓಪನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲಿ ಅಂತ ಓಪನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನು? ಪಾಮ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಸೊ ಕೈ ತುಂಬಾ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೈ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಈ ಕೈ ಮೇಲೆ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್, ತುಂಬಾ ಲೈನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಕೈ ಮೇಲೆ, ಲೈನ್ಸ್, ಪಾಮ್ ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಪಾಮ್ ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನು? ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್, ಸೈಕಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಟಾರ್ಡೆಡ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಲೆ ಸರಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ. ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿ ತಪ್ಪಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ. This is called as Down syndrome. How is it caused? Caused ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ 21 ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಒಂದಲ್ಲಿ. ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ 21 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕಾಪಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಟ್ರೈಸೋಮಿ ಆಫ್ 21 ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನೋಡಿ, ಕ್ಲೈನ್ಫೆಲ್ಟರ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಕ್ಲೈನ್ಫೆಲ್ಟರ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗೇನ್ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಡಿಸಾರ್ಡರ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ an additional X chromosome. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ XX ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ XY ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 10 ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ. ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಪಾಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 10. In the case of Klinefelter syndrome, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? This XY will become XXY. An additional X chromosome is added. Additional X chromosome is added in the case of Klinefelter syndrome. Additional X chromosome. Extra ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ. Can you see it? The karyotype ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮ್ ನ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ತೋರಿಸೋದು ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ of 47 chromosome. See, usually we have 46 chromosomes ತಾನೆ. Humans have 46 chromosome, but in the case of Klinefelter syndrome, it will become 47. Why? Because of this extra X. Because of this extra X, it is 47 right now. Done? 47 right now. Okay, 47 right now. Understood? So XXY, such an individual has an overall masculine development ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. However, feminine developing of breast, called as gynecomastia. Gynecomastia is also expressed in such individual. They are also sterile. Idu gynecomastia andre. This is the male tall structure with gynecomastia. Development of breast in the case of male, called as gynecomastia. Okay, gynecomastia. Gynecomastia. Clear, students? That is called as Klinefelter syndrome. Next one is called as Turner syndrome. Nodi, in the case of Klinefelter syndrome, additional X chromosome. But in the case of Turner syndrome, all of you know the female is XX, male is XY. But in the case of Turner syndrome, the XX will become XO. It will become XO. One chromosome is missing. Now, all of you know we have 46 chromosome. In the case of Klinefelter it is 47. But in the case of Turner syndrome, the 46 will become what? 45. It will become 45. One chromosome is missing. One X chromosome is missing here. One X chromosome is completely missing. Gone. Okay, now such a disorder is caused due to absence of one of the X chromosome. 45 XO. Such female are sterile. Ovaries are rudimentary. Primary develop agilla. And other features includes lack of secondary sexual characteristics. Iralla. That is called as Turner syndrome. So very important, students. All three are very important for you to understand. Okay. Okay, students. Last question iga. Sarna. Last question. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗು ಎರಡು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. I'll give you two questions for homework today. I want you to tell me the answer in the chat. One question as homework. Okay, one question as homework. One question homework question. One question I'll teach you now. Homework question I want answer in the chat or in the comment section. In comment section to show that you are actually studying. Okay, I have already taught you the concept of the homework question. So stay till the very end for the homework question now. Okay, so this is the last question for today. Last question for today. Can we start? Last question. Can we start today, students? Last question. Can we start? Trisha, ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ Trisha. ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗುಡ್. Okay, students, can we start now? Last question for today is cleistogamous flowers are invariably autogamy. So students, first of all you need to understand what is autogamy first. Then we will understand the question. First of all you need to understand what is autogamy. Understand what is autogamy. Very simple, very simple. All of you notice here, see here. Here we have a diagram. What is autogamy? Autogamy means self-pollination. Autogamy means self-pollination. What is the meaning of self-pollination? Transfer of pollen grains. Transfer of pollen grains. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the same flower. ನೋಡಿ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ತವ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾವನ ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ತವನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದೇ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ pollen grain is traveling from here to here directly. From the anther to the stigma of the same flower. Autogamy. Understood? Autogamy. Okay. Now students, understand what is your geitonogamy now. Geitonogamy is also type of self-pollination. Why? Because from anther the pollen grain is going, transferring to the different flower. See, flower 1, flower 2, different flower. But is the plant changing? ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ? ಇಲ್ಲ. From here to here. So transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the different flower, but same plant. That is called as geitonogamy. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of same plant is called as geitonogamy. But different flower different. Here same flower. That is called as geitonogamy. Now why is it called as self-pollination? Because the genetics will not change. Same flower, right? Same plant. So genome will remain the same. There will be no variation. Now what is xenogamy? Xenogamy is cross-pollination from anther to the stigma of different plant. That is called as xenogamy or cross-pollination. So autogamy, same flower. Gydenogamy, different flower, same plant. Xenogamy, different plant, different plant. Done? Done, different plant. Hello Tanuja, Tanuja is here students. Tanuja is one of my favorite students. She's always very active. Now students, now we'll go back to the question. The question says, cleistogamous flower are invariably autogamy. Now you know what is the meaning of autogamy. Invariably means they don't have a option. No option at all. No option at all. Then what is cleistogamous flower? Cleistogamous flowers are the flower which do not open. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನೀವೀಗ ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೋಡಿ. Here I have a flower. This is the soil. This is the soil. Some flower is underground. Some flower is underground flower. ಈ flower ಗೆ open ಮಾಡೋ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. It cannot open. The flower has to remain closed. The flower has to remain closed. If this is the stigma, if this is the stigma, this is the anther. This is the anther and the flower. And the flower is completely closed. The flower is completely closed. This is the soil. This is the soil. Soil. It is underground. It is underground flower. Imagine if flower is underground. The flower is underground. The flower cannot open. Now tell me, does it have an option to do cross pollination? Yes or no? Tell me. Does it have an option to do xenogamy? Does it have an option to gydenogamy? Does it have an option now? Tell me. The pollen grain should go from anther to the stigma of the same flower. No option at all. That is called as cleistogamous flowers. They are what? Cleistogamous flowers do not open. So invariably means what? The meaning of invariably means no option at all. They do not have an option, but they are also always have to undergo autogamy. Always have to undergo autogamy. Chance illa avrige cross pollination. Done. Okay. Students, examples they'll ask you. Examples: oxalis, commonelia, as well as viola. Viola. 3 different examples given here in your NCERT. So with that, your class for today is over. Xenogamy. This is your homework question. This is your homework question. Homework question. What is the homework question? What is placenta? I will show you what is placenta. 4 hormones secreted by hormone. This is your homework question. Friends, this is the baby. Papu nodi. Ile papu ide. This baby, this right here is the placenta. Placenta is an organ. Placenta is an organ that connects developing fetus through umbilical cord. So umbilical cord is a bridge between placenta and baby. This is the baby, umbilical cord and placenta. Placenta, right here, placenta. So your homework question is what? The homework question is to tell the hormones. That is your homework questions. That is your homework question. So with that being said, students, thank you so much for today's class. Nangantu ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮಜಾ ಬಂತು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ. Let me know in the feedback form. Let me know in the feedback form, not feedback form. Let me know in the comment section, right? Let me know in the comment section how was today's class, right? How was today's class? Did you enjoy today's class? Ishta agidre comment alli tilsi. And also, do you want 5 more question also? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know in the comment section if you want a session, separate session for 5 mark questions. 5 mark questions. If you want a separate session for 5 more questions. Okay na? So thank you so much students for today's class. Have a great day ahead all of you. Comment ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಮರಿಬೇಡಿ. ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ, ಚಾನೆಲ್ ನ ನಿಮ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಅದೊಂದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಸಾಕು. ಶೇರ್ ದ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಟು ಎವ್ರಿವನ್. ಶೇರ್ ದ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹೋಗಿ ತೋರಿಸಿ. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ತರ ಒಬ್ರು ಸರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜಾಲಿ ಜಾಲಿ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಲಿ, ಸರಿನಾ? ಸೊ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮರಿಬೇಡಿ, ಸರಿನಾ? So let us know in the comment section if you want question for MCQ session also. MCQ nu baratte. MCQ nu baratte. Sarina. So some suspense irli life alli. Okay na. So thank you so much students for today's class. Have a great day ahead and bye bye. Take care. Good night. I will see you in the next class. Keep liking the video. Keep commenting and